What up with it? I'm back in it. Back back in it. Out. Move TT. Out fat fat. Okay. I'm back like I'm never left. For doggos. I'm putting these bitches up. Putting these bitches up. Testing, testing. 323, 323. My brother, what's the word on game? What you been on? Yo, my boy Ghost, what's the word? What's the word with it? I gotta roll up a donkey. Working a lot. You been in it, bro, on game. What you at work right now or you just got off? On my grande Jewett summer. I don't even know what that means, brother. I don't know what that means. I'm not even gonna back to you. What did that even mean? What we reacting to? Shit. I honestly don't even know yet, That roll up my thonky, even though I smoked a thonky before I start the video. I gotta smoke a thonky before I start doing the reactions. Today on gang, get your day off on Monday with it. Yes, sir. Yeah, I didn't know what no duet mean, bro. I'm not even gonna bap to you, bro. Yo, what's the word, Tay? Yeah. Gang. The real world finna happen then, bro. Once you graduate high school, that's when the real world start to hit you. I seen Shorty on the stream the other day. Are you talking about my friend? Yeah, I'm gonna start bringing more people on live and shit. I'm like, shit, because I've been telling people, like, shit, you can't come over to my crib if you ain't hopping on live. Real deal. That's what I'm telling people now. I'm real. I'm one of those type of motherfuckers now. I tell motherfuckers, boy, cause it ain't gonna back to you, bro. I don't never have a problem with like being alone or not having nobody to hang out. I could always have someone come over. It's just the point of the matter that sometimes people don't want to be in live stream. So I'll be like, yeah, if you not trying to be on live, you can't come over on game. So she said she'll do the live stream and shit. And tell another female every time when a female asks to come over, I'm telling them, boy, you better hop on live and you gotta react to this UK content on game. Why UK content? Because I said so. That's what the fuck we do around here on game. We watch UK content. Cause I'll be like, bro, I'm gonna be the first nigga to have all the bitches watch UK content. I'm gonna be the guy that be like, damn, folks, you got all the females watching the UK. Yes, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna be having everybody react to UK content. I decided that's my calling, bro. To force people to have y'all forced me to watch UK content. Now I'm gonna force people to watch UK content. I think that's the method, just forcing people to watch UK till they like it. I think that's the goal right there. Just forcing people to watch UK till they. Now you see Otto, he it was easy for him to start liking the UK. Some people, you see my other homie, he still can't get jiggy with the UK. Two of my homies, They ain't getting jiggy with the UK videos still. That's why they ain't on live. That's why they on live. You feel me? You gotta understand. Otto be on live because he actually fucks with this shit, bro. Otto fucks with this shit, but some niggas, some people, they hop on live just because I'm telling them to hop on live. Otto hit my line and be like, yo, when we finna hop on live, when you trying to hop on live. Everybody else, they hop on live just off the strength of me saying, yeah, you gotta be on live. Okay. You think a Bible verse is basic as a tattoo? Yo. What's the word, my brother? I would honestly say no. No, not really. You feel me? I mean, I got a little verse up on me. Yo, I just don't got no Bible verse. You feel me? But I got like a little paragraph thingy right here. My tattoo say, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. On gang, I had this shit since I got this like my junior year. This whole half sleeve I had done by my junior year. And you gotta live by the motto, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. On gang, you just gotta believe, nigga. If you believe, you gotta bite future, nigga. You just gotta believe, nigga. On gang. You got chick got a job course today. Damn, why you got kicked out, brother? That top, that's the top tier tattoo use what you read. If you ask other people about the tattoo on game, like the tattoos and stuff, tattoos, I feel like I ain't go back to you. It really just depends because I see some people talk about anime tattoos. Fat, out. Out, fat, move, move. I see people talk about anime tattoos. I literally seen a 20v1 pop up. Motherfuckers was like, oh yeah, if you got an anime tattoo, boy, the women was talking about the nigga for having an anime tattoo. And anyone who know me know, boy, fuck y'all talking about. Y'all see what the fuck going on, niggas. Niggas know. The females know. Everybody know. Fuck is y'all talking about, bro? Y'all see this shit, and I'm proud that I watch anime too. And I have the females get me an anime gift. It's merch. Females, I make it, boy. If I got females watching UK, you know I got them watching anime. Damn near every female be saying that shit. Like, no, not all of them. Some females fuck with the anime, but it's like 50-50. Some of them think it's lame as hell. Some of them actually fuck with it. And shit, I don't give a fuck if they think it's lame or not. I ain't no fucking lame, so you gonna fucking watch whatever the fuck, nigga. Boy, it's only lame if you let someone tell you it's lame. On game. Real deal. Get whatever the fuck you want, nigga. That's the point of what I was saying with the Bible thing. Get whatever the fuck you want. Some motherfuckers say anime shit like on game. They say, boy, why you get an anime tattoo? Cause I wanted it, pussy. Fuck you talking about. But yeah, get whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna back to you. I feel like because lots of people just be trying to. If you not doing what everybody else doing, they try to say it's lame off the back. Like that be the whole problem right there. Shit. Like everybody be like, oh yeah, if you being different 9 times out of 10, people would say that it's lame. And I just realized this just growing up in life and shit. And that's why I always be my fucking self because I'm be like, nigga, motherfucker, that's how you be successful, bro. Like you be yourself until it's like cool, I guess, to the world. I already know I'm that nigga, bro. That's why I can have the females come in this bitch, sit in front of 15 viewers and stuff, boy. I had these females, I could have females hopping this live like I'm Casanet, and I'm not getting Casanet views. Cause it's just me knowing who I am on gang. It's not even about the views. I can have 2 viewers. I'm still that nigga, and you still gonna talk to these 2 viewers. Cause that's what that nigga gonna do on gang. But it's just like, you feel me? You just gotta know who the fuck you is. And if you truly believe and know who you is, nigga, people gonna fuck with you. On that, you gotta be confident. Y'all gotta, cause people could tell when y'all not confident in y'allself. Anyone who know me know I believe truly 100% everything that I say. Real deal. Everything I say, I believe. I ain't gonna back to you. And I stand on it, nigga. On game. Yo, yo. Cholo tattoos. The cloud tattoo. Are you messing with the cloud? I got all this shit when I was younger though. So I kind of been like, I'm not gonna change it up because I've been like this shit like my history now, but I would have got it definitely. I will change up this top part for my homie though. Y'all see, I got my homie Long Live Rello, man. You feel me? But the clouds and shit, I feel it could have been done better and shit. So I'm gonna probably get the top shit. Not his name. I'm gonna leave his name how it is and shit. But I'm probably gonna get like the clouds and shit done and all that. Fix them up a little bit more. The tortilla shells. On gang, I had my ex bury me some of them bitches over. I might have her come on live, but her ass be pissing me off sometimes. I ain't gonna bat to you. Her ass called me a couple days ago. I didn't even want to talk to her ass, bro. She be pissing me off. I ain't gonna bat to you. She be pissing me off. But I'm cool with it though. But it's just like, if I don't want to talk to you, I can't talk to you at the current moment. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. If I don't feel like doing something, I'm one of those dudes that's just like, but you ain't gonna fuck with me if I don't feel like doing something. So that's why I just don't do shit. Like I'm gonna pick up the phone, I'm gonna reply back to text. None of that shit if I know I'm not in the mood because you're not gonna want to talk to me when I'm not in that mood. I ain't gonna back to you, bro. Especially when I'm on a mission. I ain't gonna back. They understand though. They be understanding, gang. They be understanding real deal. Like y'all even understood what it was, bro. Y'all gonna understand. I feel like how I spell it, bro. Y'all gonna know, gang. Y'all gonna know. Like it could be spelled wrong, but I spell it wrong enough for y'all to, kind of understand what the fuck it is. You feel me? Um, I'm finna don't get a portrait, nigga, unless you going to like a raw guy. Like, don't get a portrait, bro. Because real deal, I remember in high school one time, bro. Someone that I was cool with, bro. He had a picture of his peoples up on him. I try my hardest not to laugh, bro, because it's like it's messed up that your peoples passed away, but you fucked up for getting a portrait of your peoples, and now your peoples look like a crackhead that's looking for quarters. Don't get no portrait, gang, unless you spending that money on. Telling you right, if you not going to a raw nigga, don't get you no motherfucking portrait, nigga. Cause they might have your peoples looking like a crackhead to that bitch, bro. And it's like, shit, do you really want to have your peoples looking like a crackhead on your chest? I ain't put my shit on do not disturb, bro. Motherfuckers be calling me and shit. This is what the fuck I be talking about, bro. People be calling and shit, bro. I'm just trying to stream, stream. What are you talking about, bro? Stop calling me. Leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, I ain't gonna bap to you. That's why I be telling motherfuckers don't do no fortress shits. They be getting them portraits, boy. Them shits be bodine. Be bodine. Now some of them actually come out good, but it's hit or miss. Like you really gotta. I know none of the people I went to could have did a portrait. Probably the person. I feel like the only person that I would have hopes that would be able to do it, even though I'm not doing it, is the person that did my hand tattoo and my neck tattoo. I went to the same person to do the hand and neck. You be going cool with it. I ain't gonna bap to you. You go cool. You gotta be a specialist. That's why I'm saying you can't just go to no random nigga for no portrait, bro. Niggas do that shit, boy. People, people gonna be trying not to laugh on game. Niggas be trying to show off their tattoo and it's like, bro, what the fuck? Drawing faces is hard because you mess up. Yeah, the whole thing. I ain't gonna back to you. And then, bro, shit, lots of people motherfucking can't be motherfucking draw motherfucking simple things the right way. Boy, I be seeing niggas try to draw shit. I'm like, boy, what the fuck? This. And also, bro, I didn't want to get no fucked up tattoos. Like I knew that the tattoo people that I was going to wasn't like a nigga that could actually like do super raw shit. So I kept my tattoos as simple as possible for my arm and shit, just so motherfucking just so I don't gotta deal with no fuck ups and shit for real. And then once I got money, that's when I decided to get tattoos a little bit more difficult to get, like this hand tattoo. I wouldn't have went to the other guy. But this hand tattoo, you feel me, is decent. This the most painful tattoo I got too. The hand tattoo. It hurt more than my motherfucking neck tattoo. Yo. Where you from? Florida? Hell no. I ain't from Florida. Are you talking about Ghost? Ghost Dad's from Florida. Okay, I want to get a dub under my eye. Boy, why the fuck would you get a dub under your eye, nigga? My wrist tattoo hurt way more. The wrist tattoo. I mean, the wrist tattoo, I ain't gonna bap to you. It hurted, but I feel like the hand tattoo really hurt on the knuckles. Like when I got the knuckles and shit done, that's what really kind of hurt for sure. The knuckles, like more closer to like right here and shit, that's hurt. On the hand middle part, it wasn't that bad for real. No, the front of the wrist, not the back. Oh, you talking about like this shit? This shit right here. Nah, this shit did kind of hurt. Like when I was getting it right here, it like burnt. Uh, I might get sighted on my forehead, bro. What's up with the USA? They don't let me in. Why the US ain't letting you in, gang? Yeah, I ain't gonna back to you. It's crazy. It's crazy. My first tattoo I got was like this little wrist tattoo of my grandma. I got this. Rest in peace to the tattoo man. He passed away. It was a Chicago tattoo man. And I got this shit done for $15, bro. This little wrist tattoo right here, I promise you. No, I think it was like 25. It was $25. This little wrist tattoo right here, just a little thing. Damn, it's kind of hard for me to show. But I only paid $25 for this little wrist tattoo. Okay. It wasn't that bad for $25. I was like, uh, I was either a freshman or a sophomore at the time. Appreciate the gift, my brother. Much love. I ain't gonna back to you. That's why I don't got a problem with my tattoos because all my tattoos, I actually got meaning behind all my tattoos, even the anime tattoo. You feel me? But I got the eye right here, bro. The reason why I got the eye is because I got lots of people that passed away on this arm. So I got my grandma. I got my first dog ever. This is my first dog I ever had, Tyson. I got him up on here, and I got Rello, my homie Rello. So I put the eye right here to basically say like they all looking, they all watching through me type shit. All those names watching over me and shit. And this they eye right here. It's kind of like my own interpretation of the shit of why I added the eye, but that's why I got everybody on this one arm, and then I added the eye at the end. So it's like they seeing through me type shit on game. Appreciate it, my brother. Damn, you ain't fucking with Europe, gang? You ain't fucking with Europe? That shit kind of wild, bro. I feel people he said they like Europe. People he said they fuck with Europe and shit. I be like, shit. I just feel like, bro, the only thing I be scared of is not being able to like carry a gun because it's like they say you don't need a gun out there, but then we just watched a video about Dale Craig. I knew about him, but I don't ain't know about him. It's like this why you need a blick. Cause you never know who got that 30 and that and that thing ready to go crazy out there, bro. You never know who lurking inside the streets. I ain't gonna back to you, bro. So that's why I'll be like, yeah, for them, I don't expect nothing bad to happen, but shit, niggas didn't expect Dale Craig to do what he did either till he did it. That's why you gotta just be prepared, bro. No matter where you at, bro. I don't let none of that. Oh, it's a nice area. You don't need a blick. All right, bro. All right, bro. So we just don't need a blick now, huh? That shit crazy. Carry a sword, bro. What is a sword gonna do to you? See, Dale wasn't using those swords. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. You need to have something that's gonna handle all the situations at hand, bro. You see, because if you got that blick, you can handle someone with a sword, and you can protect yourself against someone with a gun. But if you got that sword, bro, boy, what if Dale Craig and run across you, bro? Folks had a fat ass 30. Or what about the Rulio gang? The Rulio gang is out the UK. Them niggas had hella guns inside the UK. You come across them type of niggas, bro, with a fucking sword, you was gonna get deep fried out there, gang. You gonna get deep fried. I'm not ever gonna back to you, gang. It's just because the UK people they ain't running across the niggas that got the guns. Nigga, y'all run across the wrong nigga out there, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I ain't gonna back to you. All I say is just don't run across the wrong nigga, bro. If not quick enough, Blick ain't shit. Boy, I'm not gonna back to you, gang. I'm honestly, bro, real deal, bro. If someone getting too close to me, I'm finna grab my Blick. Like I'm already getting something. Like it depends on the situation. Like if you look like you own some shit, bro, like soon as I see you, bro, I'm gonna be cool. But if you start like walking in my area like you want, boy, I'm gonna be ready to blick you, bro. Literally. Just cause shit, you looking weird, bro. Then they actually be cool as hell. Really, those type of situations will be like when someone know me from social media and then they'll be staring at me and shit. And it's like, bro, y'all look like y'all in the streets, bro. Gang banging, catching bodies, and you just staring at me. Now I gotta make sure I be ready. What if people shoot? I mean, that's why you always gotta be able to read the situation. You gotta be able to read the situation. You feel me? Like obviously, it's about who shoot first, but that's why you gotta know when to shoot. You feel me? Some people be scared. Some people be scared. Some people don't know if they should or shouldn't shoot. Like that be the whole thing right there. Like lots of people, you feel me, don't do this shit because they know what's gonna happen when they pull that trigger. You feel me? And they think about that shit before they do it. Some niggas don't want to do it. Some niggas do want to do it. You feel me? But it's just about you see me. I I look up on the law, and I'm not just gonna pop no nigga. Like if I pop you, bro, it's because nigga I ain't gonna pop. I feel like personally I ain't gonna pop no one that don't got a weapon up on them. Real deal. Like if you don't got a weapon up on you, I'm not gonna pop you. The only way I'm gonna pop you is if you trying to take my blick. If you trying to take my blick, I'm gonna pop you because if you take my blick, that means you can pop me. But anyone that's just trying to fight and shit, I would personally run away before I blick someone down that don't got a weapon. Real deal. If it's like a big nigga trying to fight me and shit, I damn near run away before I blick them down. Now, if they got some shit up on them and shit, like if I could get away, I'd get away. Like I'm not one of those niggas that's wanna, you feel me, blick someone down. But if I got to, I'll blick a nigga down. You feel me? But the whole goal is to never have to use my gun. You feel me? I don't never want to have to use my gun. That's the whole goal. But niggas like to tweak. You feel me? You know how it be. You feel me? Yeah, yeah, yes. Yeah, I keep wanting to hear, bro. That's why I have. That's why I have a holster. That's why I use a holster and stuff because I feel like shit. You don't get a holster, you can accidentally shoot your thing off on game. You don't want to shoot your thing off, do you? Mm-mm. But yes, I keep wanting to hear it. You feel me? Like you got to. I use an inner waistband holster too. You feel me? Because it's like people that don't use holsters. Like I be telling people all the time. I'm like, bro, if you don't got a holster, I'm gonna up my blick before you. Real deal. If you don't got a holster, I'm gonna up my blick before you. I don't care what you think, what super savage you think you are, what top gangster whoever the fuck you think you are in the streets. If you don't get a holster and you got your shit inside your pants like I got mine in my pants, I'm gonna pop you first. I'm gonna pop you first. Real deal. And I don't think they understand how much a holster really play a part on you having a quick draw, but they going up against niggas that don't really know how to use guns for real. So that's why you feel me. They not using no holster, but let them go up against a real nigga that got guns that use holsters and shit, boy. Lots of them street dudes, bro, will find out, boy, they ass will get blicked down so fast, bro, because boy, you even see the videos, them like, boy, your ass gonna die. You was gonna die, nigga. Niggas over here, they stuff getting caught on their drawers and shit. They all shit, boy. Y'all ass got guns and book bags and shit. All types of just goofy shit, gang. Just goofy shit. I ain't gonna back to you. Real deal. I was like, what the fuck be going on? That's what I'm saying. Them holsters, bro. Niggas be thinking that shit lame to have a holster. And it's like, okay, bro. Okay, bro. Niggas be thinking it's lame to have a holster, bro. That shit is crazy that people really think that shit, bro. A nigga be like, that's that police shit having a holster. I dare they want to smack the fuck out of a nigga, bro. You listen to these rappers too much, gang. You that slow? You that stupid? And that's why I be having to tell niggas around me, because these niggas around me say this shit. That's why I know the world's stupid, gang. Real deal, because I just hear niggas, you feel me, just around. You feel me? I ain't saying these niggas stupid just off of what I see on the internet. Boy, I grew up around this shit. These niggas dumb in real life. I ain't go back to you. The holster ain't fashionable on game. Bro, I carry the 26. My everyday carry is the 26 GM5 with a Glock 19 magazine up in it on game. But I ain't gonna lie to you. That's only like when I'm going out doing some shit. Like my just like quick like little gun. Like say if I'm just going to like get a coffee or some shit, I just throw my little Taurus inside my fanny pack, and then you feel me, just just do it. It just really just depends. Like if I'm going out, I'm gonna carry the Glock, like out. But if I'm traveling, going out of state, I'm probably gonna take the Taurus. Or if I'm just going to go get like a little coffee or some shit, I take the Taurus. You feel me? But if I'm going to the hood or whatever, I'm taking the Glicky. You feel me? Because it hold more, and also I'm a better shot with a nine at the range. The range don't lie. I'm just a better shot with the nine. So you wanna be You want to be able to have the thing that you shoot the best with. You feel me? So of course I'll shoot the 40 good as well. I want to carry if I can't shoot it, but preferably I'm able to, hit my target better with the 9. You feel me? And also I just feel like the Glock is just better to shoot than the Taurus. I just don't like the trigger of the Taurus. Real deal. Like I wouldn't want to. Like the Taurus is good. I don't like the trigger of the Taurus though to really want to be in a situation like that. Like I know for the most part it's a good gun though. Oh yeah, I can't even show it on live. I can't even show it on live. But if you be on the Discord and shit, be on the Discord and shit. Oh yeah, and I made reviews on it. I made reviews on my guns too. I don't make gun content though, but I do got a couple videos out there on my guns. What about the SMG? You see, I'm in Illinois. I'm in Illinois with it. You feel me? So in Illinois, motherfucking, you can't even have no ARs. I got I got an AR just because I got my shit before the ban. But all that shit over with now. Unless you got a hot pipe. You got a hot pipe, then yeah, but nah, you can't get none of that shit. Ain't too many niggas my age legally got a blick. Real deal. I can merch it. Ain't too many niggas out in Illinois, Chicago, got a legal chopper. Real deal. I only know one other person that got a legal chopper. One other person, gang. Everybody else got hot blicks. Hot blicks. If they got a chopper, it's a hot blick. You feel me? So it's like, ain't too many niggas got the legal chop out here, bro. I'm one of the rare few people. Like, of course, older people got it, but the AR ban happened soon as I turned 21. You feel me? So if you're not one of those people that did what I did to be able to go out your way to be able to get you your Floyd card, you're not gonna have no chopper. No, no, just some niggas that got choppers now. Like if you getting a chopper currently after 2020, that's a hot. It's hot. I mean, no, 2020, 2024, 2020, whenever the fuck they banned them bitches, bro. You can't if you getting one after the ban, bro, that's illegal. It's you feel me? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So basically, if you had it before the ban, you still get it. It's just niggas. You can't. No new people can't get none. You feel me? But if you already had it before the ban, you able to keep your chopper and shit. Yo, yo, what's the word with it, my brother? But you just can't like. You feel me? Mm, I mean, they want you to. Most people don't do. They want you to do another register of your AR. Most people don't do that though. Real deal, like, bro. Most people not feeling like, bro, we already got it registered to our name at that, bro. Why the fuck you need us to do more paperwork, gang? Get y'all goof ass on, bro. They want motherfuckers to do it. But the reports say lots of motherfuckers still ain't do that paperwork shit because it's like, nigga, boy, fuck is you, boy. You don't need to know what the fuck we got going on with our shit, gang. This is America, bro. This is America, bro. You don't need to, bro. It's already registered to our name, nigga. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know no more extra information, gang. If you couldn't get the information before you gave it to me, you don't need the information. On game. Get the fuck on. Skedaddle. Most people ain't doing that shit. I'm glad I live in Michigan. Yeah, Michigan, bro, y'all ass open carry out there. It's crazy because I be going to Michigan and shit, and I didn't even know y'all niggas was open carry and shit. Um, damn, man, I don't know. I don't know. They want you to sign. Honestly, bro, real deal gang. I don't even know where the fuck to even check that because they said niggas had to sign some extra shit, bro. niggas just Illinois doing Illinois shit, bro. I ain't gonna back to you like real deal, bro. I don't even bring my chopper outside, bro. They don't need to fucking know what the fuck, boy. I don't even bring that bitch outside, gang. They need to leave me the fuck alone. They need to leave everyone the fuck alone, bro. Real deal, bro. Illinois just needs to leave everyone the fuck alone. Something about Memphis. I mean, I ain't gonna back. Not. I feel like Michigan honestly got. I feel like the gun laws is just as good as down south. I feel like Michigan honestly give you more freedom than the down south states because it's open carry out there, bro. It's open carry out there, gang. Like you can have choppers, all that shit, and the Zaza is legal. So on top of them having open carry, the Zaza is legal in Michigan. That's real freedom right there. I'm just not finna move to Michigan because it's fucking Michigan. I'm not gonna move to Michigan because it's Michigan. But looking at it, bro, boy, you can have Blix, Za. That's freedom. That's freedom. That's more freedom than Indiana and Illinois on game. I ain't gonna back to you, bro. Michigan, bro, they walk around with all types of shit. You gotta understand, bro. They they walking around with top all types of shit outside, gang. Like that shit legal to them too, bro. You have all types of shit out there. Real deal. On top of the Zaza be illegal. That's the whole thing right there. The Zaza is be illegal. On top of you being able to have Blix. Down south states ain't doing that shit. They let you have Blix and all that, but they is not finna have no fucking Zaza legal, bro. That shit over with. No, the country, they known to have guns out there. But that's the freedom with them having the guns. But that's what I'm saying. Michigan, they got almost just as good. Everyone can't. They got the little rule a little bit different. You don't get as much freedom with like the carrying on how they do because I think they changed it to like 21 for certain things, and like to be able to carry it. Unlike but Indiana, bro, Indiana, like yeah, y'all gotta understand, bro. Down south is not the only place that's like that, bro. That's what y'all fail to realize, bro. Indiana is basically a down south state in the Midwest. Hella motherfucking farmlands, all types of shit, tractors, and hella guns. Hella guns. Indiana might be more down south than some down south states. I could merch it. Indiana damn near might be more down south than some down south states. You come to Indiana, you gonna boy, where the fuck am I at, bro? Am I down south, bro? You gonna see tractors and open fields of crops and all types of shit, bro. And then they Republican as hell out here. Hella Republic, hella Confederate flags, motherfucking Donald Trump flags all over the place, motherfucking signs that say we is armed and dangerous, no trespassing, we will blow you down. Like you come to Indiana, you will see. Like lots of motherfuckers just don't know about Indiana because it's fucking Indiana. But anyone from like Illinois, Indiana is basically like a down south state in the Midwest, real deal. And Michigan, they like a mixture of both. You feel me? I mean, I personally don't talk to them for real. I mean, you will see them with the Confederate flags on their trucks and Trump signs and all that. But you just don't say that. I mean, even down south, bro. I was down, bro. I take road trips down south, bro. I haven't seen nothing more racist than what I seen out here. Real deal. I feel like that was more so just like what they instilled in us, like that propaganda type shit. But real deal, bro. I ain't really seen nothing more racist than what I seen in Indiana down south. You feel me? Real deal. Like, but honestly, I stay away from that type of shit though to even know what the fuck going on. Like I see the shit, but it's like, boy, I avoid that type of shit. I avoid that type of shit. So it's like, nigga, when I'm taking road trips, bro, only be on the e-ways, only be going to truck stops, ain't stopping in no little mini cities and shit. I'm not doing none of that shit, bro. But it's sundown towns out here and shit. You feel me? Like it's sundown towns out here and shit. So it's like, but it's like you can't just really just assume that like they like racist and shit. Bro, I got family in Mississippi, bro. Like my uncle that just got out of jail for murder, bro. He been there for a long ass time. They from Mississippi. On get my mama from Texas, gang. Let's start there. My mama from Texas, cause my grandma ended up going to college out there, and she ended up having her. Lots of my family from down south. We own a farm in Arkansas. We own a farm in Arkansas, like motherfucking. Boy, I used to be on the farm when I was younger and shit, on the ATVs and all that shit, bro. I know about all that. I've been down south, bro. I used to wear cowboy boots and shit in the Midwest to school, in the city, in the hood. On gang, I used to wear cowboy boots, gang. Real country, real authentic cowboy boots too, to school, gang. And ain't nobody nigga. I still was that nigga still, bro. That's why I said I never gave a fuck, gang. You can ask anybody who know me, bro. I'm like, yeah. Oh, so, bro, he was wearing cowboy boots to school, all types of shit, bro. I did not give two fucks. You still gonna treat me like I'm that nigga too. Cause if you don't treat me like I'm that nigga, bro, I'm gonna want to fight you, gang. That's why I used to fight, bro. I used to fight niggas because they used to make jokes about my cowboy boots. On my granny grave, bro. I remember one time I fought a nigga because the nigga said a joke about my cowboy boots. Boy, you ain't finna talk about my cowboy boots, gang. Fuck you thought this was. But for the most part, I wouldn't even do it. It just depends on if I'm angry. Like, if I just seen my mama get her ass beat, if my mama just got her ass beat by her boyfriend, and then someone come talk about my cowboy boots, I'm gonna smack the fuck out of you. Like I was getting suspended a lot in school, especially like when my mom was getting beat up. I used to come to school, be like, oh yeah, I seen my mama get beat up. I'm finna beat up any motherfucker that wanna tweet just because, bro, on game. Smack the fuck out of you playing with my cowboy boots and shit on game. But it just depends on how my day was going at home. And that's when I tweak out. But yeah, down south with it, boy. Motherfucking down south with it, motherfucking busting. You cap, you goofy. Oh, your comment didn't even go through. You talking about cap. What the fuck? I don't gotta lie. I mean, real deal. I post anyone who know me know that I actually used to post all my fight videos. Before Instagram rules changed, my fight videos had like 30,000 and shit on everything I love. Anyone who know me know I was posting my fight videos on Instagram. I was making collages of all my fight videos put together, gang. But the fuck, I used to record the shit because niggas used to think I was live. Because I remember one time that I had to record a fight because I whooped a nigga one time. The nigga wanted to lie, so I had to motherfucking record the next fight just to post the next fight, just to post it, just to show like nigga, you lying. Why are you lying, bro? Now I gotta fight you again, record it and post it. Because niggas like to lie. Niggas like to lie. I ain't gonna back to you. Real deal. That's why I'm so used to the end. Cause I deal with lying niggas all the time, bro. Real deal, bro. That's why when y'all come in the comments saying shit like that bap shit, like nigga, I entertain y'all because we on the internet, bro. Like all that goofy shit, bro. Them niggas that be lying now, boy, I don't entertain them niggas. Boy, y'all ass some goofies, gang. Real deal. Y'all, since you want to start the live stream talking shit, I can entertain you, bro. But you a goofy, gang. You don't know me. You don't know me. You would think I'm a goofy because I live stream and shit because you dick eat these rappers. Motherfucker, y'all lame ass little boys want to motherfucking boy, why the fuck about use a nobody, gang? Boy, what the fuck? I would never see you a day in my life, nigga. You probably somewhere inside your mama basement, gang. Shut the fuck up. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm never gonna see you, bro. You was a non-factor, gang. You would be a non-factor forever. On game. Y'all can't you gotta look at the screen. His shit not coming up in the shit, bro. Y'all gotta look at the screen. On game. You gotta look at the screen. But yeah, brother. Yo ass motherfucker saying that shit, bro. Use a cornball, gang. Real deal. Like, you feel me? Like, you gotta understand, bro. Nigga, most niggas won't even look, boy. Most niggas scared to come on live with crooked glasses because niggas be scared of what the next motherfucker gonna think of them. That's why I could come in this bitch looking like this, crooked glasses and shit, bro. Because it's like, nigga, y'all could, boy, what niggas talk shit all the time, bro. I'm that nigga. You gonna talk shit, bro. You ain't gonna understand me. You ain't gonna understand how the fuck I'm just in this bitch making money and still got crooked ass glasses. You ain't gonna understand how I'm streaming, making videos and shit, and I would still blick you down. You ain't gonna understand that I'm damn near doing more shit than what these rappers talk about, but I'm not snitching on myself. We like you ain't gonna understand that lots of these rappers damn near ain't have no much different life than mine, except that we decide to stream. You ain't gonna understand that shit though. Because I'm not a fucking goof ass nigga like your favorite rapper that wanna brag about all the dumb ass shit he did in life and all the fucked up shit he been through in life. You ain't gonna understand me, gang. Real deal. You just ain't gonna understand a nigga like me, bro. On game. That's the only thing it is to it, bro. So that's why you gonna talk shit, bro. You never even gonna be across a nigga like me. You never even gonna be a nigga like me would never be inside your presence, bro. Real deal, gang. So you're not even gonna understand me. I understand. I already understood that a long time ago. As a kid, I understood. If you not around niggas like me, you ain't gonna understand me, gang. You around, you gon' most niggas gonna be around a bunch of goofies their whole life. You around a bunch of goofies your whole life, you gonna be a goofy. Shit, it's a random nigga that came up in the live stream talking shit, and then he stopped commenting. Oh no, there he go. You understood from a young you was you see you can't see the stuff. That nigga, you gotta understand, nigga. You arguing with me on live, bro, trying to say I'm a goofy. This is me doing this because this is my live stream. I'm on live doing this, bro. That's why I'm entertaining you. But you coming in here trying to say something about like, bro, do you not know how goofy you are? I'm entertaining you because this entertainment. It's entertainment. But you doing this, bro, you was a goofy gang. You was a goofy gang, real deal. I swear to God, bro. I swear to God, bro. You ain't gonna see me just doing this type of behavior that you doing, gang. Like it's corny. It's corny, bro. Real deal, bro. I ain't gonna back to you. Like you gotta like do better, gang. You gotta do better. Real deal. Go make a video about me. Go make a video. Hey, bro. If I snitch, bro, make a video about me, gang. All that commenting in my live stream and shit. Boy, you's a goofy, bro. You doing this shit for what? Make a video on me. It's crazy. I got more than you without a job. I got more than you without a job. If I had a job, I would make way more than you. What like if I decide to get a job, bro, it would be like so high up above you, bro. You wouldn't even be able to fathom how much money I'm making if I decide to get a job. You feel me? Like that's what you don't understand, bro. For me to be able to stream for hours and keep all this shit on, that means I gotta make a decent amount of money. Now imagine if I decide to get a real job. And I got all this without a job. All this without a job. Imagine if I decide to get a job. You fucking cornball. You can't do what I do. You can't. That's why you can't understand me, nigga. You gonna come in my live and talk shit because what? You can't understand me. That's why. Cornball on game. And what I said, niggas always say that motherfucking get a job shit. I mean, I got a house, 2 cars, taking care of multiple dogs. I left my mama house before I graduated high school. I've been living on my own for 5 years now. I left before I graduated high school, before I walked across the stage. So, for me to have all this after just leaving my mama house before graduation, that's a lot. Something that you probably wouldn't be able to do. You probably would not be able to do that. They ain't gonna. I know for a fact. You was inside my shoes, you would probably be homeless. Yeah, you would be homeless on the street somewhere, curled up, crying, wondering where did you go wrong in your life on game. So yeah, and I got a car in my garage too, like antique place up on it, bro. I got an old school, bro. You know, you gotta keep an old school inside the garage to hold the value up on it, bro. You can't just have it just sitting inside the driveway. I do got another car inside the driveway though too. A yard, a yard too, front and backyard, fenced in. Got a washer and dryer too. No. It just be entertaining. You gotta understand on live stream, like all this shit. I'm finna start clip farming my shit now. So I really just with the live streams to be on it for a long time. I gotta entertain certain shit to like so the live streams don't be like all repetitive of me talking about all the other shit. I like to be like if I got an opportunity to motherfucking treat a troll, I do it when I'm not doing reactions. Like if he would have said this shit while I was doing a reaction, then I just would have just let the nigga keep talking. But since we not currently in the moment doing any reactions, then um I entertain it. Honestly, bro, I don't really know what the fuck that is. The mama was a rescue. I didn't even know like she was pregnant. Like shit, she was skinny as fuck. And I was just feeding her and shit. And then come to find out she was fucking pregnant. I'm like, damn. I ended up keeping two of the puppies and shit. But honestly, I don't know. I mean, I know they bigger than the mama. Everybody say they bullies and shit because they big. They big. Like the boy weigh 100 pounds and the girl weigh like 78. But the mama only weigh 50 pounds. I gotta get a motherfucking mouse for my motherfucking shit. I gotta get a mouse. Cause this touchpad pissing me off. Free spark. Oh yeah, I think that nigga was supposed to motherfucker be going to trial and shit. But the dogs, which state you think got the best laws? Shit. I mean, I mess with Nevada. I mess with Nevada. I ain't gonna back to you. Florida don't got the best laws. Florida don't got the best laws. You know they don't got the best laws. Florida is a state that I fucks with. Florida is my favorite state, but Florida don't got the best laws on gang. I ain't gonna back to you. But it's like shit, I don't know, cause them feds, bro, I don't seem like they trying to let that nigga go. Like had them niggas motherfucker, them niggas, man, once a nigga motherfucking trying to use
Huddersfield is a town in the metro.
fuck it, I guess I'll click on this. This a whole new page. Motherfucker, they not trying to let that nigga out, bro. That nigga, they trying to use random music songs, fan pages against them. Boy, them niggas just when they doing shit like that, bro, trying to use random ass shit, boy, they gonna do everything to keep you locked up on game. They do everything. And my boy NPC, where NPC at, bro? Oh, this not NPC times, bro. It's too early for NPC. The biggest troll, NPC not up in here, bro. And how can I do a UK video without NPC up in that bitch? NPC is motherfucking, he add the touch to the UK videos on game. When you react to a UK video with NPC, it just be different. That shit. Florida do got the baddies. Florida do got the baddies. All the thick shit, niggas. I ain't gonna bap to you. Texas, I feel like Texas be having like the thickest hoes though. But Nevada, I mean Nevada, weed is legal out there, and you can carry guns out there, and it got nice weather. So like, I feel like that's what I like about that is you feel me, guns legal, nice weather with palm trees. You feel me? Za's legal. So I feel like it's just a whole little vibe and shit, bro. It's a vibe, bro, because you got everything all in one state. You feel me? And then, motherfucking, you want to get lit? You could go to the Vegas Strip, turn up on the Strip. I don't even go to the Strip like that. I just be going through the mountains and shit in Nevada, cooling, flaming up and shit inside the mountains. But you feel me? If you want to get lit, you can go to the Strip. Busting out there every day, Strip 24/7. Motherfuckers always busting out there, bro. It really get busting at night, after hours, bro. You pop out, you leave out at motherfucking 10 on game. Like Nevada, bro, that's the place that is cool. Arizona cool too. Arizona cool too, but I fucks with Nevada. Uh, because Florida's still better overall. Florida, you gotta understand. I'm going off of laws. Florida, if we was legal in Florida, I would have chose Florida. We not legal out there. So it's like, nigga, but Florida still got better weather. On game, Florida got better weather than Nevada still. And Vegas is really like a 21 place. Real deal. Like if you're not 21, you damn near is Florida would be better for you. On game. Yo. Vegas real one like a 21 plus state. State for real. Like when I went out there, I don't really be doing the shit on the strip, but really for you to enjoy it in Vegas, you gotta be 21. Whereas in Florida, you could come out there at 18, 19, get lit. You feel me? You know, I lived in Vegas. I lived in Vegas for motherfucking 2 months on game. I lived in Vegas for 2 months. I mean, yeah, they do get it, but Cali don't really be taking them serious for real. But yeah, I know about that. I lived out in Nevada. Do you know St. Louis was Jack? Come on, bro. Bro, you know it's a St. Louis, Illinois, right? You know they got a St. Louis in Illinois. You know, part of St. Louis is Illinois. So what that tell you? Yes, I know it's a Midwest. Come on, bro. No, I didn't say that they didn't have Cali gangs out there. I said Cali motherfucker. You gotta be out there, nigga, to like actually understand what I'm trying to say, bro. You gotta be out there, bro. On game. Like one of my best homies was out there. He was getting wild out there. Folks locked up right now currently. He was in one of the little Vegas hood vlogs, all types of shit. Bro, my ex that was in Vegas, Shorty literally caught a body, gang. She was all over the news and shit. They be tweaking, but you gotta be out there to understand, bro, what I'm trying to say, bro. If you didn't live out there, bro, you just gonna be going off what they saying off that internet shit, bro. You gotta be out there to understand. Not saying that they don't tweak out there. I'm not saying that either. You feel me? Bus case? What? Vegas. I was out there like in like the different areas. Like you gotta go on the west side of Vegas and shit. Like the hoods of Vegas be like the west side of shit. That's like then they got like the east side. I think that's lots of Mexicans, boy. I was all over Vegas, gang. Like that's why I said I don't even be on the strip when I come to Vegas, bro, because I actually know Vegas. So it's like I know Nevada. So I don't even be on the strip for real. I go into the little areas and shit. Well, I don't know. Shorty ass, I didn't even know it was boy game. It's crazy, bro. I don't know what the fuck going on with Shorty. I was on TikTok just swiping. Doop, 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 doop. I see, oh yeah, Vegas woman locked up for unaliving a tourist. Oh, they tweaking out in Vegas. They showed a picture. They said the name. This Shorty. I go look up her Facebook. Oh, this is Shorty. I knew her ass was on that type of timing, bro. I don't know what the fuck she got going on though. I ain't gonna back to you though. Real deal. Bro, I think bro was trying to get some stuff, bro. They was bogus. They was bogus, gang. I ain't gonna, they bogus for what they did, bro. Real deal, they bogus. I'm not even gonna bap to you. Man, Vegas got casinos everywhere, gang. That's the first place I went to the airport and they had a whole casino at the airport, bro. Soon as you get off the plane, you walking into the casino. I'm boy, what the fuck? Y'all try to get a nigga to gamble? You try to get a nigga to stay at the airport or some shit? What the fuck y'all got going on, gang? Boy, let me get the fuck out of here. I don't even gamble anyway, boy. They trying to convince niggas to gamble and shit, bro. What the fuck? I kind of feel like back home when I stayed in Vegas. Vegas is cool, bro. That's why I say I fucks with Vegas, bro. It's like Vegas is a vibe, bro. Vegas is a vibe, bro. Like I ain't gonna vibe to you. Like it's cool out there. I feel like motherfucker, but Florida do got like Vegas do got bad little hoes out there, but Florida still got better looking hoes than Vegas. So or any rappers, I don't even know, man. I don't even be knowing. It's not robberies going on where the fuck I'm at. And Midwest got some of the best rappers, bro. We got Midwest. You got Midwest is Michigan, motherfucking St. Louis, motherfucking Illinois, and then well, it's Missouri. Missouri, not St. Louis. It's Missouri. It got other shit like Indiana and all that shit. But like the only Indiana rapper is what? Scrooly G on game. I'm not gonna act like it's not other ones, but the ones that y'all know of really is like Scrooly G, bro. Yeah, Detroit Midwest. Detroit is Michigan. Detroit is motherfucking like 3 hours away from me, gang. Detroit is like 3 hours away from me, bro. I go to Michigan all the time, bro. Oh, man. Man, it's crazy, bro. This shit popped up. So we finna watch this shit about Las Vegas' most dangerous projects.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas ain't like that. They just trying to be like California. That's what people say. And today we finna find out if that's fact or cap. Let's see if y'all really like that out there. If y'all ain't know, I lived in Vegas, so I know that y'all actually be getting like that out there. But the world don't be knowing what's going on out there.
Las Vegas is a city known for glamour, glitz, and gambling, with a tourist attraction around every corner. But that's not the reality for many of its residents. In the early 2000s, a group of security guards came to know the underbelly of the city of sin quite well. They were given sidearms, bicycles, and badges, and a pay rate of $8 per hour.
$8 per hour, bro. You know that was back in the day. That's crazy, bro. People are still getting $8 per hour now, bro. That's pretty messed up, gang.
Their job was simple. All they had to do was go up against one of the most notorious and violent street gangs in American history. And to prevent its members from making a living, violent street gangs in American
Do bro got his pants down? Bro. Bro got his pants down right now, bro. What do y'all got going on, gang? What? Or did he got shorts over shorts? What is this type of buffoonery?
And to prevent its members from making a living through their primary income from the sale of crack cocaine. Known.
Dang, oh, that was in 2004. Hey, $8 an hour might have been some money back in the day. Cause you feel me, you could get you a whole meal for like $2 back then.
As the Playboy Bloods. This gang had taken over an apartment complex known as the Jets. They were armed to the teeth with M16 assault rifles, shotguns, and semi-automatic pistols. And they had little trouble intimidating local residents to fall in line. The predictable outcome was the tragic murder of a man who came to Las Vegas to pursue his dreams, but instead found nothing but debt, indignities, and a shockingly violent death.
I ain't gonna back to you. They was telling me like lots of people be going homeless in Vegas because they be trying to live that little Vegas dream. And then they realize that Vegas dream is super expensive. Same with California, bro. Just stay where you at, bro. You just need to stay where you at, bro, because it ain't no better than what you got going on out there. You feel me?
His killing would go on to expose the crack side of Las Vegas, which exists largely outside the view of the millions of tourists who come and go each year. Today, we'll be delving into some of this reality that most never get to see. It's the story of how the Playboy Bloods made their deadly mark on the city through drug sales, casino robberies, and a social code that rewarded ruthlessness with prestige and power. This is the Killer Chronicles. It was the night of January 20th, 2004. Security guards Brian Wilcox and Jordan Boyd were out on patrol, pedaling around an apartment complex known as the headquarters for a subset of the Bloods, called the Playboys. Responding to constant complaints about drug sales and shootings, the property management had hired a company called Guardian Security Incorporated to field the area with armed bicycle patrols who were tasked with identifying so-called trespassers and drug dealers. And
it's crazy that the security guards got more artillery than the police in the UK, bro. The police don't be riding around with guns.
To kick them out. This security force was outgunned and generally not respected by the Playboy Bloods, who treated the guards more like an opposing gang than a police force. Like many who had come to Las Vegas, Brian Wilcox had migrated to the city, hoping to fulfill his dream of becoming a successful DJ. A native of St. Louis Park, Minnesota, Wilcox had made a name for himself under the stage name DJ Willie Will, and had come to Vegas at a friend's suggestion, believing that this was the next natural career step for him. Things hadn't gone the way he planned, and now here he was, yet another aspiring DJ with a day job. Guardian's security was also ridden with financial problems and accusations that they weren't paying overtime owed to employees, who were given the option to buy a bulletproof vest out of a portion of their salary.
What, bro? Y'all need to provide a bulletproof vest if we real life gang banging against the gangs. At this point, you have said they see us as the ops. If they see us as the ops and you making us go over there, You need to give us bulletproof vests.
Wilcox had hoped to purchase a vest in this way, but it was still accruing enough to earn one. His family back home in Minnesota had been trying to convince him to give it all up and come home, but Wilcox had responded that he was simply in too much debt.
Dang.
The apartment complex at the intersection of Doolittle Avenue and H Street rests 7 miles from the Las Vegas Strip. It is known to many as the Sherman Gardens Annex Apartments. But to those who live there, it is more commonly referred to as the Jets, the main turf
Jets.
associated with the Playboy Bloods, though a lot of its members didn't actually live there. While many people associate the Las Vegas Bloods with Suge Knight's very public entrance into the city during the 1990s, Vegas is actually one of the first regions to where the Bloods migrated after forming in the early 1970s in Los Angeles.
Gang, I ain't gonna bap to you. Back in the day, they had some of the most weirdest poses ever. Like, y'all thought this was just fire, huh? That's crazy.
According to police, the Playboys were founded during the late 70s or early 80s, allegedly by a man named Ricky Cooper. Ricky Dennis Cooper had spent most of his adult life behind bars, after, in 1983, being arrested for the shooting death of a man named Ricky Williams during an argument near the Seven Seas Fish Market in Las Vegas. At the time, prosecutors referred to him as a, quote, hooligan, who founded the Playboy gang and who served as an OG on the west side of Vegas. For years after his conviction, Cooper maintained that he'd been falsely implicated in the murder by a single unreliable witness. Back then, the Jets were known as the Weaver Projects. But other than that, the gang was basically the same as it would be 20 years later. The Playboy Bloods use a red Playboy bunny as a symbol and a hand sign that somewhat resembles a rabbit, which is known as throwing up the head. They sometimes refer to one another as P, or attach the letter P at the end of nicknames. As many Bloods commonly do, the Playboys will attach the letter B sound
Bro look like DDG brother
to letter C sounding letters, which the Crips conversely also tend to do with words that begin with the letter B. As one former Playboy testified, quote, instead of saying sit back, we might say bit back. Instead of saying kick him, we might say bick him. Instead of saying cigarette, we might say biggerette.
You see, that's doing too much. Like, as a grown man, bro, as a grown man, y'all should not be trying to take y'all time out the day to be trying to do this, bro. Like, Cripback be making me so mad when he be just changing out the stuff. Like, bro, just say the word, bro. Just say it, bro. It's no need for y'all to do this, bro.
Instead of saying what's up, we might say suwoop, which is Swahili for
nah, suwoop. Now that's kind of cool, but seeing biggerettes and all that other stuff, bro, like, come on, bro, y'all gotta stop.
hello. The gang structure is simply reputationally based, with everyone being known as some form of gangster. Younger and inexperienced members are known as BGs, or baby gangsters, and the sliding scale continues thusly. It goes to YGs, or young gangsters, to just gangsters to OGs, or original gangsters, who have more power to order others around. But this system is somewhat fluid and tenuous. If someone who is rising the ranks of the Bloods shows genuine weakness, especially in a situation involving rivals, he risks losing his status or even being kicked out of the gang if it's bad enough. Similarly, any illicit drug business must be backed up with muscle, as drug dealers obviously can't sue over unpaid debts. Over the years, the Playboys have had rivalries with the Rolling 60s Crips, the Donna Park Crips, the Piru Bloods, and the Garrison Park Kingsmen, but have also enjoyed peaceful periods with some of these gangs. In the 2000s, the Playboys had accrued plenty of muscle and grown their numbers enough to form an elite subgroup within the gang, known as the Full Throttle Clique. Playboy OGs supposedly included men like Fred Nix, aka June P, Anthony Mabry, aka Akim Slim, Sebastian Wigg, aka Rock, Delvin Ward, aka D-Love, and most notably, Quaza Burns, a lifelong blood known as a natural leader who
Dang, his name just crazy, but just his real name. You know someone official where he just got his real name as his street name.
commanded respect from other gangsters, ran trap houses around Vegas, and as one playboy put it, tolerated no bullshit. While the gang operated illegal affairs around Vegas, they were strongest at the Jets, where members had been able to take over apartments of various drug addicts and operate out of those residences, much to the chagrin of the local bicycle security squad. Conflicts between guards and gangsters became common in the weeks leading up to January 20th, 2004. But on that night, things got a lot worse. Brian Wilcox and his partner were responding to a report of a disturbance at
I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. You should already know, bro. They was not gonna respect y'all, gang. Especially back in the day like that, bro. They looking at y'all as the police, bro. Even though y'all security, they looking at y'all as like the police, bro. Y'all do not need to be doing that, gang.
1723 Curran Way, where they found 4 Playboy Bloods members lurking in the area, including at least 2 who had been kicked out for alleged drug sales multiple times. Wilcox told the group to leave, and they responded with death threats. The 2 guards could sense that things were getting ugly fast. They decided to retreat, hopping onto their bicycles and pedaling away to give the group some time to cool.
That's crazy. Now, if someone got to chasing them, bro, they would not be able to do nothing, bro. They getting on a pedal bike, bro. That's bad.
Cool down. As they did so, shots rang out, and Wilcox was struck in the back and the leg. He fell off his bike.
Why is y'all, bro? Now this that goofy stuff right there, bro. That's goofy behavior for sure. They is literally leaving because they don't want y'all to do nothing, and then you pop them while they riding away on their bike. Now this some goofy behavior for sure. I ain't gonna back to you.
Mortally wounded. He was pronounced dead later that night. In his grief, Wilcox's father would later reveal to the media that he had been trying to convince his son to come back home to Minnesota and to leave his dangerous job behind. The Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Force was accustomed to investigating violence at the Jets, and they were also used to shootings with dozens of eyewitnesses who somehow, quote, didn't see anything. But the threats and violence against security guards by playboys at the Jets had all been well documented. Wilcox and others had been spat on, threatened, had rocks and bottles thrown at them.
Boy, I would not be working there, boy. What? Man, bro, no. No, bro. If I can't blick them down, bro, anytime I want, bro, I'm not working there.
And in a prior incident, one Playboy Blood named Marquette Tillman had yelled, "You white honkies ain't gonna push me off this property again." Before long, one area resident
that he looked like the type of person you gotta blick down, bro. And I told them, like, back in the day during those times, bro, you don't want to be no right security guard in that area because it's like they already got that little thing going on with the race war and stuff. And then on top of that, bro, you trying to be inside the area telling them what to do with no real police authority.
Who wasn't affiliated with the Playboys made a statement to police, but promptly received threats and intimidation for their cooperation. Just 6 days earlier, police had been called to a different part of Las Vegas to investigate the fatal shooting of a Crip named Brandon Crosby, and they'd falsely believed that Marquette Tillman was responsible. Known by the nickname Ketty P, Tillman was quickly cleared of shooting Crosby, which was later attributed to a Bloods member from California. But Tillman was hardly innocent. After Crosby's murder, he shot up a block containing 4 eyewitnesses. While investigating that crime, police began to build evidence linking Tillman to Brian Wilcox's murder, too. Before long, Tillman was arrested, pleaded not guilty, and went to trial in 2005. Prosecutors were confident that they'd be victorious, but things went south for them when Wilcox's own partner security guard failed to identify Tillman as the shooter from the witness stand.
Dang.
In the end, Tillman was acquitted. That's when the feds decided to step in. Nevada State Prosecutor.
Do y'all think he did that because he was scared to testify, or he really don't know who did? I mean, he probably didn't know who did it because they was riding away on their bikes.
Prosecutors had no problem placing Tillman at the scene of the crime. But there were at least 3 other playboys present, and the defense could easily argue that any of them could have been armed and shot in the fracas. But if Tillman was charged with the murder under the RICO statute, federal prosecutors wouldn't have that problem. In a sweeping indictment against 10 Playboy Bloods, prosecutors charged not just Tillman, but another Playboys member named Stephen Booth with participating in Wilcox's murder under the RICO statute, with others who were charged with crack sales and various unrelated crimes of violence. But Wilcox wasn't the only person whose death was blamed on the Playboys. In late 2004, the gang had lost one of its OGs, Queza Burns. His killing remains unsolved to this day, but it was widely believed that Burns had been set up by a rival gang member. Queza was in his vehicle in Naked City when a man pulled up and asked to buy some rocks. When Queza reached for the crack and took his eyes off the other person for a split second, that's when he was gunned down.
I ain't gonna bap to you. Someone pulled up to me talking about, yeah, can I buy some rocks? Even if I got some rocks, I'm not serving it to you because why you just pulling up to me asking me if I got some rocks? Oh, unless he already knew him.
In the hours after his shooting, the Playboys gathered, deeply upset, and also out for revenge, and headed out to the Pecos Terrace apartments, known as a Crip hangout. Who they found inside, instead, was Billy Ray Thomas, a man who was out at 4 a.m. desperately attempting to fix his sister's car in time for her to make it to work later that morning, but who was also wearing blue sweatpants.
No. This that goofy stuff. Once again, bro, it's like so goofy that people really unaliving people just because the color that they wearing, bro. Real deal.
Him, Reginald Dunlop, called out, "What's up, cuz?" An informal greeting amongst Crips. Thomas said what's up and turned around, but the greeting had been a ruse.
You see, bro, they probably said what's up, cuz, to see if he was a Crip or not. He should have said, me no Crip on game.
Playboys opened fire. Thomas was struck 8 times and died.
Dang.
Police initially assumed the killers had been anybody murderers, a Crip set in the area. But after those leads went nowhere, they charged a Playboy named Ja'Cory Taylor with the homicide. At Ja'Cory's trial, he relied on the testimony of Stephen Booth, who had pleaded guilty without cooperating, and insisted that Ja'Cory was too injured from nursing a gunshot wound to his leg to have participated in a murder around that time. Ja'Cory also testified in his own defense, quote, "I was not over there. I had nothing to do with that. I was not over there. I had absolutely nothing to do with the murder, with what happened. I had nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing."
He thinks saying he don't got nothing to do with it multiple times gonna make them be like, oh yeah, he had nothing to do with it, bro. Nah, bro, you don't gotta say it that many times.
Do with that. Jurors didn't believe him. Taylor was convicted, not only of murder, but also of a takeover robbery at the Klondike Casino, where he and Jesse Cooper went in with a revolver and an M16, made off with cash, but crashed their getaway car. Taylor was later sentenced to life. As for Ricky Cooper, the man allegedly behind the Playboys, he was recently released from prison following a public campaign for commutation. Marquette Tillman's trial would have probably included similar witnesses to Taylor's, but just 2 days into the trial, he agreed to plead guilty for more than 20 years in prison. He would later try and fail to claim his attorneys swindled him into taking the deal, then gave an emotional statement where he insisted that he was simply a product of his environment and innocent of the murder. Quote, "I went to school seeing crack pipes and crack vials. I knew nothing else. Nobody instilled a work ethic. My mother didn't work. My dad was in prison my whole life. He just passed away from a crack-induced heart attack. I never had an option.
I mean, you kind of do have an option, bro. It's like I grew up around lots of stuff, bro, and some people that had the life decide to do that type of stuff, and other people be like, no, I want to be better than my environment.
After listening to a statement from Brian Wilcox's sister, in which she said that the murder had destroyed her family and ruined her life, it was U.S. District Judge Kent Dawson's turn to speak. He was unmoved by Tillman's words. Quote, Mr. Tillman has fathered 6 children by 3 different women. He claims that he was supporting them, but support goes beyond providing money derived from criminal activity. It includes setting an example, going to work every day so that his children can see that in spite of his maybe humble employment, he's trying to set an example in abiding by the law. Tillman is scheduled to be released from prison in 2030. Despite all of the
I mean, that's in 5 more years. That's in 5 more years. That's still a long time, though. This happened in what, like 2000, 2004, 2005?
the tragedy in this story, it ends with a glimmer of hope. In 2012, the city of Las Vegas launched a so-called Safe Village initiative, targeting violence specifically at Sherman Gardens and places like it. It was a partnership between police, clergymen, social workers, and everyday citizens. To those who spoke publicly about the program in 2012, it marked a drastic turning point for an area known for shootings and crack sales, to something much more positive.
Pretty proud of him. He did pretty good for himself, you know.
Man, that's crazy what happened. You feel me? As y'all can see, there's lots of stuff going on in Vegas that y'all just don't be knowing about. That's why you got do your research to see what's going on and stuff. You feel me? And we don't condone nothing in this educational, informational documentary at all. Like they was tweaking. You feel me? But if you watch this all the way through, I know you messing with another educational, informational documentary. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and follow the Twitch Also Everest. The link will be in the description. You feel me? People believe in if you're guilty, but you gotta convince you're innocent. I ain't gonna catch you, boy. They say everybody guilty, innocent until proven guilty, but everybody is guilty off the bat. That's why they locking you up, bro, because they think you're guilty. Okay. Well, deal. That's why P. Diddy locked up. That's why Dirk locked up. Because you off the bat guilty when they lock you up. That's what they say. Let's see what it is. I ain't gonna back to you. I don't be doing hood vlogs. I don't be liking them. I just tried that London shit for the one time to see if it was gonna be different and shit. But yeah, I don't fuck with hood vlogs. Okay. In no country. I ain't go back to you. But the ones that I hate the most is Chicago. I hate Chicago hood vlogs the most. I ain't going back to you. But maybe I'm from there. That's why I hate it the most. I don't know. But those the hood vlogs I hate the most out of all of them. Chicago hood vlogs is what made me hate all hood vlogs. Let's start there. But I might see what's to that shit. Let's see what's to it. I really be liking more like documentary style shits. Like, you feel me? I don't really like to just see the niggas in the hood doing that shit. You feel me? Like, I like to hear the documentaries of what the fuck they had going on. Cause niggas be lying and all types of shit. I don't want to hear that shit. But seeing a nigga put a documentary about them niggas though, I'll watch that shit though. I like to see shit like that. But the hood vlogs itself, or the niggas themselves, I don't want to see the niggas. I want to hear their stories. Like, I hear their stories on game, but the hood vlogs itself, I don't really, hell no. I ain't gonna bap to you. It don't interest me enough. I don't give a fuck about no gang member enough to see them in a hood vlog. I despise gang members in a way. Gang. I think I just hate them niggas. But I could watch them, depending on the type of content. Who the fuck is KK from B-Side, gang? You see, gang members be doing dumb shit like that. I didn't even understand what the fuck you said. Americans don't know anything about y'all London people. They don't even think y'all be committing crimes for real. But today we finna find out how the luckiest gangster got caught. Now, how did he get lucky? Maybe because they ain't used to crimes happening out there. So that's why he got so lucky, because they don't know how to handle situations like that. But let's see what's going on.
In the shadowy underworld of East London, they called him the criminal Houdini. 3 times Nana Opong faced murder charges. 3 times he walked free. Each acquittal only enhanced his reputation as an untouchable figure, a man who could outmaneuver justice itself. But even the most charmed lives eventually meet their reckoning. On his 4th dance with the law, the 44-year-old drug kingpin finally saw his luck run dry, sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 38 years for an...
Bro, why do y'all always say life in prison, but then y'all say, oh, 38 in prison? Just give him 38 years then, bro. Like, real deal. That ain't really life. Because 9 times out of 10, y'all gonna let him out in 30-something years.
execution-style killing that shocked even hardened detectives. You are watching OCG TV. Opong's notorious journey through London's criminal landscape began early. In December 1999, when he was just 19 years old, he faced his first murder charge for the killing of Jeremiah Oki in Plaistow, East London. Details of this case remain sparse, but what is known is that by March 2001, a jury at the Old Bailey found him not guilty. It was his first brush with a serious charge, and his first escape from justice's grasp.
Bro look like Big K Beezy, bro. I don't know if y'all know that rapper, but he been catching body. Hey, I think he might be one of the people that's real life official inside the field.
With this acquittal behind him, Opong spent his 20s deepening his connections in London's criminal networks. Rather than using this second chance to reform, he immersed himself in drug dealing and occasionally worked as hired muscle. The patterns that would define his criminal career were already solidifying.
He's not trying to get his life together.
Narrow escapes, and a growing reputation for invincibility. Opong's 30th birthday celebration on May 28, 2010 should have been a milestone. Instead, it became a bloodbath that would once again see him in the dock facing murder charges. He had booked the Sugar Lounge nightclub in Forest Gate for an all-night party that attracted various armed groups from East London's gang scene. As court reporter Paul Cheston memorably described it, the quiet suburban street was transformed into a scene from a Quentin Tarantino film.
Bro, they tweaking in the bro. This is why I don't be liking about some people, bro. Like, real deal, like, leave that in the hood, bro. If you want to get active, bro, leave that where you come from, bro. Don't take that type of behavior. They say, yeah, you can't get the hood out of me. Bro, well, stay over there then if you can't get the hood out of you.
Around 6:30 a.m., as dawn broke and revelers prepared to leave, a guest named Eugene Brown fired 4 shots into the ceiling. Chaos erupted. In the ensuing melee, Brown and another man, Patrick Ford, were chased from the club and shot dead.
Dang.
Prosecutors alleged that Opong and his associate, 37-year-old Michael Smith, were the killers. The violence didn't end.
Well, I mean, they did run. Didn't you just say they ran up on in today's area shooting first? That's like, you can't say self-defense because they end up chasing after them. Yeah, they messed up.
And there, Kevin Powell, a friend of the victims, pursued Smith, distinctively dressed in a white suit, and shot him after he fell near a bus stop.
They slotted in
Smith
suits?
survived, and Opong claimed to have found him bleeding in the street.
Shit!
In a state.
Oh! Whoa! Bro! They tweaking in the UK with suits. Oh my, bro. On gang, bro. I don't even think they supposed to be. Let me show the cap. But hold up, gang. Hold up.
Perhaps revealed more than
they
he intended.
tweaking.
Opong told the court, "I'm not the devil. I saved someone's life in it." It was an odd choice of words for a man who presented himself as simply a good Samaritan. Smith was eventually convicted of the double murder and sentenced to 34 years. Kevin Powell received the same sentence for attempted murder, but once again, Opong slipped through the net. After 2 trials where juries couldn't...
Honestly, but I feel like that's still bogus, though, on their end, though, because it's like the people still had a firearm on them and they did shoot at their area first. But it's just an iffy situation because it's like, if they not a threat no more, you can't go after. And he walked them down. And we seen you walk him down. So I don't think that's self-defense right there. I ain't gonna bap to you. I can't even defend it.
Reach a verdict, prosecutors decided to cut their losses rather than pursue a 3rd trial. Instead of a life sentence, Opong served just 2 years for perverting the course of justice.
Dang.
Within 2 years of his release, Opong found himself facing another murder charge. This time, the violence unfolded at the Beaver Centre in Dagenham during another early morning party. At around 5:35 a.m., 25-year-old Ashley Latty was set upon by a group of men who kicked, punched and repeatedly stabbed him. In April 2015, 2 of Opong's associates...
What was the point? Like, and this is why I don't go to parties, because it's like, bro, people like that literally come to parties just to crash out. Like, their whole reason to go to a party is like, yeah, let someone tweak with me, I'm gonna do them dirty.
Nicholas Terrelong and Tyler Burton, both 28, were convicted of Latty's murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. But in what became a pattern, Opong himself was acquitted of murder. Instead, he received a 4-year sentence for attempting to commit grievous bodily harm.
Bro, who is his lawyers? Did he got Did he got a special lawyer or something?
A relative slap on the wrist, considering the violence that had occurred. By now, Opong's remarkable ability to evade murder convictions was cementing his reputation. 3 strikes, and he still remained at liberty. In criminal circles, this pattern earned him the nickname of Teflon Don, a reference to the notorious American gangster John Gotti, who similarly seemed immune to conviction until his luck finally ran out. Released...
I'm not gonna bap to you. I feel like once you on your 3rd strike, bro, and you just beat it for the 3rd time, and you know you really out here doing that stuff, gang, I feel personally you just need to leave it alone now because you're not gonna keep on getting lucky. But I understand where he coming from too, because it's like if you keep on getting lucky, you're gonna feel like it's gonna keep on happening. But nah, that's not how it go.
In 2017, Opong immediately returned to what he knew best, drug dealing. He had established connections with prominent criminal figures, including gangster Carl Dredd Robinson and East London businessman David Hunt. Even the
Carl Dredd Robinson, bro, do he got dreads, bro? Cause I ain't gonna bap to you. UK people don't get dreads like that. Like you rarely. The only person I seen with dreads in the UK was like that PS Hit Squad and 21 Savage brother.
COVID-19 pandemic, which began shuttering businesses in March 2020, didn't hinder his cocaine operation. During this period, Opong utilized 2 phones on the EncroChat encrypted network, a sophisticated communication system favored by high-level criminals across Europe that promised complete security. What users like Opong didn't know was that French police had managed to hack into EncroChat's server in Roubaix, northern France, and were monitoring thousands of messages. The timing of what
Bro, why do people think just because they say, oh yeah, it's encrypted and the police can't get into it, that the police can't get into it? I hope y'all understand, like, listen, anything that you put in your phone, bro, the police and government can get to. Some things might be a little bit more harder for them to get into, but they always will be able to have a way to get into it. So just make sure you don't have nothing inside your phone that you don't want the police to know.
What happened next represents one of the most extraordinary coincidences in recent criminal history. On June 13, 2020, EncroChat sent an emergency message to all its users. Today we had our domain seized illegally by government entities. They repurposed our domain to launch an attack to compromise the carbon units. You are advised to power off and physically dispose of your device immediately.
Man, they be tweaking.
That very same day, June 13, 2020, would see Opong commit the murder that would finally end his run of avoiding justice.
Ooh, who is this? Who is this? They got the little, she got the little thought outfit on. That's the little eater outfit on. Gang, I know she get nasty with it. Hold up. We need her information.
Robert Powell, known as Fox, was no ordinary victim. A manager for drill rapper Dutchavelli, he was also well connected in London's underworld. The exact motive for his killing remains unclear, though it's understood that Opong bore a grudge against Powell, according to sources close to the case. Fox had once abducted and tortured Opong and had bragged about it for years afterward, a humiliation that may have festered in Opong's mind until he...
Yeah, you can't do that, bro. I feel like if you do something to someone, just don't brag about it, bro. Because honestly, bragging about it could lead to 2 things, bro. They end up snitching on you, or they end up trying to get that get back. But either way, it's not going to be good for you, you feel me? Just leave it alone, bro, and they might just leave you alone.
He decided to take revenge. This has never been confirmed. The murder was meticulously planned. Opong's co-defendant, Isra Shah, parked his Toyota Prius outside a party venue, deliberately choosing a vehicle that partygoers would mistake for a minicab, waiting for fares. From this position, Shah could monitor the exit and alert Opong when Fox emerged. As Fox left the party with his 2 sons at 4:46 a.m.,
I ain't gonna lie, the way folks walking, I feel like he just on BS. You know, I feel like, you know, when you look at certain people, if they own some BS, they gonna walk a certain type of way.
Opong emerged from a Ford Cougar and opened fire. He shot Fox 7 or 8 times, including once in the temple.
Surf at that corner,
passed through his head, damaging his eye and teeth. The fatal wound, however, was a shot to the neck. The cosmetic gold teeth brace Fox had been wearing was later found on the ground nearby. 2 women sitting in a nearby car were also injured by stray bullets, one in the foot and the other in the leg. As Fox's sons cradled their dying...
I ain't gonna bap to you, bro. I feel like if it's a crowd of people, you shouldn't be shooting just because you probably gonna accidentally hit someone because everybody gonna be moving around. And for 2, Like, bro, do you not know they're gonna be witnesses? That's more witnesses that could potentially snitch on you.
Dying father, Apong and his getaway driver fled the scene. Fox was rushed to hospital but died the following day.
Dang.
After the murder, Apong fled the country. In September 2022, more than 2 years after the killing, he was finally captured in the back of a lorry trying to enter Morocco, carrying a fake Maltese passport. He was extradited to the UK in June 2023 to
he know he going to jail. The way he going to jail. He know it.
face justice. At his trial at Woolwich Crown Court, Apong presented himself as a respectable figure, wearing glasses and smartly dressed in a crisp white shirt and dark tie. He appeared calm and collected under cross-examination.
That's the power of the suit right there, bro. When you put on that suit, bro, you gonna look like a whole different person. I ain't gonna bap to you. They seen that so many times. They like, bro, every criminal try to pull out the best presentable suit just so they could still go to jail on game. You thought it was sweet out here?
His defense was clever. He claimed he had fled abroad, not because of Fox's murder, but because the EncroChat hack had exposed his drug-dealing operation. The timing matched perfectly. Both events occurred on June 13, 2020, making his explanation plausible enough to create reasonable doubt. Apong claimed that on the night of the murder, he had attended a party in Redbridge, then tried to visit his girlfriend, Monica Holder, who refused to let him in. According to his testimony, he returned to his luxury apartment in Admiralty House, whopping around 4 a.m., an alibi that would place him far from the murder scene. But the prosecutor methodically dismantled Apong's story. Records showed Apong's key fob wasn't used to enter his building until 8:14 a.m.
Dang! Dang! How they get? You see, this is what I mean, bro. Bro, they tracking key fobs now, bro. That's crazy. I didn't even know that type of information was being tracked, bro. That's crazy, bro. Make sure y'all. This is why I need a house with a key. On gang, if you got a key, you don't got to worry about all that. But they still probably got cameras.
After he claimed to have returned. When confronted with this discrepancy, Apong quickly replied that his flatmate had let him in, a convenient explanation that the jury ultimately didn't buy. The prosecution
What? How? That's a good explanation right there, unless y'all got him on camera.
also presented evidence that one of Apong's associates, Trevor Hamilton, had been sending him screenshots of Fox's Instagram posts in the days leading up to the murder. When questioned about this, Apong appeared to insinuate that Hamilton might have been the actual killer, prompting.
Also, he's snitching. He trying to snitch on people that didn't do it, bro. That's crazy. That's diabolical, bro. If someone actually, listen, bro, real deal, bro, that's the only time it's okay to snitch, bro. If someone that actually did it get caught and they try to act like you did it, oh yeah, you better tell the whole story on them since they try to throw you under the bus on game.
The KC to accuse him of tailoring his story to fit the evidence. Throughout the trial, Apong's romantic entanglements became a focal point. When questioned about his relationship with Monica Holder, whom he seemed obsessed with in messages, Apong delivered one of the trial's most memorable lines. "I told Monica I loved her. I told Rakisha I loved her. I told Carla I loved her. I told Erica I loved her." Despite his nimble responses and carefully constructed alibi, the evidence against Apong was overwhelming. The EncroChat messages, burner phones, and cell site evidence all placed him at the scene. After deliberation, the jury unanimously convicted him on all counts.
Dang.
In May 2024, Apong's remarkable run of escaping justice finally ended. Judge Joel Benethan, KC, sentenced him to life imprisonment with a minimum term of 38 years. In his sentencing remarks, Justice Benethan didn't mince words. "Nana Apong, from all I have
Gang, I can't take no one serious that's wearing a George Washington wig.
seen of you and heard about you, you are an extraordinarily dangerous man." The judge also referenced Apong's involvement in previous fatal incidents. "Neither of those histories mean you were responsible for those deaths, but both your convictions show you associating with groups who kill people. and both show you playing some sort of role in those events. The investigation isn't fully closed. Tempetop Adeyinka, another alleged accomplice in the murder, was recently extradited from Spain and faces trial soon.
Ugh.
Sources close to the
Y'all
prison
remember
system
everybody.
suggest Apong may face difficulties behind bars,
You talking about
having made
nine?
numerous enemies throughout his criminal career. The prison service might send him to high-security facilities like HMP Full Sutton or HMP Frankland to keep him isolated from those who might seek revenge. The earliest Apong could possibly be released is October 8, 2060, when he would be 80 years old. From
Possible 2060, but he 80. Oh yeah, he cooked. He cooked. Even if he do live to 80, he only gonna have like what, 3 years left?
Teflon Don to life prisoner, his fall has been as dramatic as his rise.
No, now that's crazy right there. I ain't gonna bap to you, bro. Now you see, now him, Dale Cragen, these the two most savages UK people that I heard of so far, bro. They more dangerous than any of these UK gang drill rappers that y'all been showing us. I guess people, those the real people. The people that ain't rapping, those the ones that's really out here putting in work in the streets, you feel me? But we don't condone nothing in this educational informational documentary. And if you watch this all the way through, I know you messing with another educational informational documentary. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss out on any documentaries like this. And don't forget to follow the Twitch Oso Everest. The link will be in the description so you never miss out on any live streams on game. Let's see, Ghost. What the fuck you send this time, bro? I'm not trusting no video that got the comments this stable, bro. Because that's how I figure out what the fuck they even talking about. And it's a little page, bro. Let me see, did he post anything bad? He didn't show no video, so I guess I could damn do it. But I really don't trust no nigga that got the comments disabled, bro. Boy, what the fuck? Why the fuck he turn off the comments? He got the comments on the other videos, though. That means something right there, gang. Why that video got the comments disabled? It's a female. Yeah, we'll try it out, Ghost. Even though no one don't be giving a fuck about Miami on my page, yo. Every time I try that shit, them videos don't do good, gang. I tried Vegas because I never did no Vegas video, but Vegas gonna be on that Miami list too on game. The states that don't, but really, lots of American shit. Unless it's really Chicago, New York, them bitches do good on my pages. Those the only really American states that my page really give a fuck about. But I built my page up off of Chicago. I don't know why the fuck they give a fuck about New York shit though. Cause my New York videos, they do decent. Better than when I say decent, they do better than the other states inside America. They don't do better than the European content though. Okay. And we're gonna see what happened with motherfucking Las Vegas. But we're gonna try this out again, bro. We'll try this out. Hopefully Vegas end up doing it. But yeah, lots of American states, bro, they don't be giving a fuck about that shit. So I'd be like, I don't go waste my time on them. And I could waste my time on like watching some random European country like Sweden or some shit. I don't care about either one. But I know one gonna get more views than the other one. How can I even word this to make people care about this? Is a real question because Robert killed in Miami. Pics of his body sent to his mother. But the American audience, you gotta do a little bit more because it's like it's so many niggas doing like this shit, bro. So it's like I really gotta think on the way to even like how can I even get niggas' attention when starting this video up? Cause it's like if it's not like Kodak Black or nothing, I don't think they gonna give a fuck about Florida or like YNW Melly. But uh, no, I'm just thinking about how the fuck I'm even gonna you feel? Cause I'm gonna damn near have to edit. Might have to edit this shit. Dang. I could just start it out regular, I guess. I don't really know. Shit. Miami is a good vacation spot, but they also be getting wild out there. And it's very diabolical. So diabolical that they sent the unalived picture to the person's mama. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. The person that got unalived, they sent it to their own mama. When they doing stuff like that, you know they pure evil. So let's see what's their reasoning behind even doing this.
Brooklyn, the birthplace of countless musical legends, was home to one such rising star, Kenneth New Money Casilla. But his promising career was cut short in a violent end far from home, in the streets of Little Haiti, Miami. Today, I'm sharing about his life, talent, and untimely death. Kenneth Saquon Casilla, better known by his stage name New Money, was born on July 30th, 1992, and grew up in Wyckoff Projects. He was a smiley baby boy, just exuding happiness and pure joy. According to his mother Yvette,
Appreciate it,
whom he
my
was best
boy.
friends with, Kenneth loved to make people laugh and was loyal to those he loved. From a young age, Kenneth showed an exceptional talent for basketball. He played the sport for years and won many awards as a result of his skills. Kenneth attended FDR, or Franklin Roosevelt High for those who aren't from New York. His coach there spoke highly of him, saying Kenneth was a top point guard in Brooklyn, and the team wouldn't have been the same without him. But Kenneth had a different passion that he wanted to pursue wholeheartedly, and that was music. His family and coach pressed him to attend college, but Kenneth moved forward with rapping, captivating
I ain't gonna back to you. This video, bro, like the pacing of it, gang, it ain't no music in the background. And honestly, bro, I feel like I don't give a fuck about no Miami shit for real. Like really, like you feel me? Like in the UK, gang, it's like at least it's a different country. I don't really care about no American stuff for real. So the video actually gotta be good for real, bro. Like the pace of it is super slow, and you gotta keep it up because I don't know Birdie. I don't give two fucks about Birdie, gang. So it's like you gotta keep it like, boy. Only thing I know is the title is the only thing that's holding me into this video right now. If I didn't read the title, bro, I would have clicked off. Hey, go back to you. That's why I had to stop it. I looked at it being 1 minute and 17 seconds. I'd be like, I would have clicked off this if it wasn't no reaction. I'm not even going back to you, bro.
Many with his lyrical skills and rhythmic prowess. Kenny spoke of his hopes, struggles, and dreams in his songs, which resonated with many in his community. He was well known throughout Brooklyn. Kenneth soon joined a group of other aspiring rappers and formed Rich Mafia. Together, the crew would make music, get money, and start building a very envious lifestyle with the designer clothes and foreign cars. But it seemed in the town,
She need to, I don't know the pacing of it, bro. I feel like, bro, the pacing of it is like bad, gang. It's a reason why the comments is turned off, bro. I told you I was not trusting no video with the comments disabled, bro. I'm not trusting no video with the comments disabled. Let's start there, gang. And it's like, it's just something about it where I've been like, bro, I don't know, bro. She turned off the comments for a reason, gang. She turned off the comments for a reason. What's that reason? I don't even know. I don't even know, bro. But it gotta be a reason, gang. Maybe she got better, bro. Maybe she got better and it's just the older video game. Cause let me see. This the page. You see, this is where people start clicking on it at, bro. Right here. Let's zoom in right here on game, cause that shit. Her voice just so slow with it, and then it's like with reactions, it gotta be faster paced content, gang. Because I'm already slowing down the video already, and people don't give a fuck about me talking for real. So two niggas they don't give a fuck about in one video, bro, is bound for that shit not to go up if it's going slow on game.
23rd, 2013, Kenneth was in the car with two other people. From what I understand, he knew he was headed somewhere when he got in. Again, I don't know if he knew it was Little Haiti, but he got in the car with the intention of heading out somewhere. While riding in the front passenger seat of a vehicle with other men, Kenneth had fallen asleep. Someone then snapped this picture of him, which was later sent to his Instagram account. This is not even the most sinister part of the story, so stick with me. Kenny wakes up to realize he's in Ola, which I assume is an apartment complex based on this photo from his aunt. She later went to the area after his murder looking for answers and she took pictures. Kenneth texted his mother immediately upon awakening, stating that he was kidnapped and they took him to Ola.
Dang.
Yvette receives the message and is obviously panicked and worried for her son's safety. Then, minutes later, she would receive another message that confirmed her worst fears. Her 20-year-old son's last text message about his abduction was real, and his killer sent a confirmation to her with an image of his dead body. This is wildly disturbing, and only a true demon could do something like that. Yvette discovered that the pictures were sent 46 minutes apart after she hacked into her son's Instagram account.
Dang, his
It
mama
was
was a
then that
baddie.
she decided the pictures being sent made it seem like this was a hit. I also want to note that the two other guys in the car were not shot at all. News started going around about New Money being shot and killed in Little Haiti, and social media was baffled. Many were confused by why he was even in Little Haiti to begin with. Others weren't shocked because they said this is exactly how Little Haiti gets down. The circumstances surrounding Kenneth's killing is still murky. It's been speculated as a robbery gone wrong. Many believed it was a targeted hit over jealousy. Some say territorial gang violence. The police launched an investigation, but answers were really hard to come by. The detectives didn't push the issue much past this and chalked him up to being just another black male shot dead. One
Oh, gang.
investigator in particular,
That's messed up. That's messed up. The pacing is too slow for me, bro. I ain't gonna back to you. Like my attention span and all that, bro. Or whatever the fuck you wanna call it, bro. She gotta speed up the motherfucking pace of that shit, man. Really did. She gotta sauce it up more. On game, cut out lots of shit. Like it's lots of unnecessary stuff that she's talking about that make people not give a fuck about. Like cut to the shit where you feel me, or at least do better editing or something to just like make. I don't want to look at this nigga picture. Don't want to look. And then you talking slow as shit while I'm looking at this nigga picture. Like you gotta have some music in the background, something, gang. You gotta do something. It's just or have more enthusiasm in your voice. Like actually talk like you feel me. You mean this shit or do something, bro. Like your voice not even entertaining me, gang. Like you don't even got no voice where I be like, oh yeah, she just a baddie. Let me listen to her talk. Boy, this is like my social studies teacher telling me about some shit that happened, and I don't want to hear that shit, gang. Real deal. That's what the fuck I was feeling like watching that video. And I tried to do it because it was you, Ghost. But I had to remember, bro. I can't fucking watch that shit. I tried, gang. I tried real deal, bro. I ain't gonna bow to you. Put some 1090 Jake on this bitch, bro. It would have been better. If 1090 Jake would have made the video, I know it would have been way better. I ain't gonna bow to you. 1090 Jake, he would have do it. He would have did it. But you know how that shit be. Little Haiti, bro. I ain't gonna cap. I watched the video on that shit. They be tweaking out there. They be tweaking. I watched so many Florida videos before, but I feel like honestly, with those type of videos, because I even realized like with the UK videos, gang, like with my UK videos and shit, they don't care about random niggas that just died for real, unless they got killed by a rapper. Because I made a video about some nigga named Bugs. Boy, I even edited that shit. They don't give a fuck about no random ass niggas that died, bro. Unless it's a rapper or if it's a known gang that did the shit. But I'm just realizing, like even with the UK, bro, they don't give no fucks about it. Because I did a video about a similar situation like that with just some, you feel me? They don't care if it ain't no rappers or no known gang. They honestly don't be caring for real, unless it's like a super good video. Like if the video's super good, then people will probably watch it. But you feel me? Yeah. Because it's all about learning what works, bro. On game. Every video I react to, I watch the analytics and shit to see what the fuck going wrong with that bitch. And then you gotta keep moving on to shit. What you feel me? Like that's why I might down there do Chicago content for the American shit. But they fucks with that. I did this before. This video just didn't go up. On gang. I did this shit before. I believe I did. Cause I got this shit in my thing. Actually, I don't think I did it. But I think I did someone else with these same niggas. But I got this video liked. Okay. But it is lots of Hells Angels videos. Let me see. And then like for Toronto and shit, and then like for Canada, like I've been realizing what worked for every state. You feel me? What every country and shit. I ain't gonna bap to you for the other for Canada. The world don't give a fuck about them other places. It's like I don't know why, But I feel like reaction content is different. Like you can't react to certain things. Like certain content is good just for being content, and certain content I be feeling is good for like reactions type shit. I ain't gonna bap to you, or it's just not good for my page. Cause I be doing all that other shit, boy. They only give a fuck about Toronto. If it's not Toronto, boy, and I fucks with the other shit though. But it's like I'm like, damn. That's why I just be trying to find shit, new videos of the shit that niggas actually, you feel me? Cause it's like I do this shit, but I'm gonna watch this shit because I actually like this shit. But yeah, they don't be fucking with that shit for real, bro. Like it's iffy. Like some of them, it might get a burst. It might get a burst, but all my biggest videos from Canada be from Toronto. It's like I do this shit, bro, and then this shit just go in the abyss. Like no one don't but why. Like I got so many videos about like the biker gangs in Canada and shit, and it's like, well, I stopped doing that shit, gang. I'm like, shit, they only give a fuck about fucking Toronto. If it's not Toronto, boy, that don't nobody give a fuck about it for real. From what my analytics say. I'm not, this video got 300,000 views, but this page also, that's their whole entire niche. And they built their shit up. You feel me? From that shit. That's why they probably got 300,000 views. You feel me? Only like the Vancouver stuff that people from Toronto will watch. Do like half of them can't even name provinces. Yeah, I ain't gonna back to you. Like, yeah, that's what we be going on, cause that shit, I don't know why. I don't know why the algorithm do what it do. You feel me? I just base it off what Mr. B say. The algorithm is not no secret technique. It's what the people like. Replace the algorithm not fucking with it to the people not fucking with it. I'm like, Mr. B's making millions of dollars. So I guess the people ain't fucking with it then. For my page on gang. I don't know why though. I don't know why the fuck y'all people ain't fucking with it, bro. On gang. But then this motherfucker got 300,000. But I think this ain't niche though. Is this like they niche page? Like this gotta be like if you start off focusing on this shit, I feel like you gonna get views because everyone on your page is there for this type of shit. You feel me? On gang, I feel like that's why some pages get views too, because it's like that's what everyone coming to your page for. You feel me? UK Drill Plug get to posting some Australian content. They might be like, boy, what the fuck is you talking about, gang? But we gonna do this shit because it's interesting. And if it's interesting, we'll do it, even though YouTube don't fuck with it. But we might get lucky. We might get lucky, bro, on gang. Because I feel this is interesting, bro. I like the mafia type of stuff more than like the gang banging drill stuff. Chat, my Canadian people, bro. Why do y'all feel like Toronto is like y'all biggest city, bro? Like, why do everybody give a fuck about Toronto, gang? Like, can y'all explain to me what's the big deal about Toronto over all the other cities? Because Canada big as hell, bro. And like in America, people just don't care about Chicago. They care about New York, all types of shit. But then in Canada, Toronto. But I mean, it's kind of the same for London too. Because shit. Actually, no. Manchester actually, people give a fuck about Manchester on game. But outside of Manchester and London, well, I don't think people be giving a fuck about that other shit. But it's really bad in Canada. Like Canada, bro, I only hear people talk about Toronto. Toronto is Americanized. Damn, that shit crazy saying Americanized. But it's like, I ain't gonna back to you, gang. But you gotta think about it. We got little cities in America that people talk about still. On gang, that's why I'm like, why is just like that with y'all, bro? Glass glow. I ain't gonna lie to you. For Europe, bro. For Europe, real deal, bro. I ain't gonna back to you, bro. I feel the UK is the only one that kind of like hold it down. For Europe, it's like the just for keeping y'all relevant. Like entertainment wise, imagine if the UK was gone, bro. We will forget Europe exists. We'll forget, I mean, entertainment wise, bro. UK really hold it down for Europe, bro. I feel like the Europeans gotta thank the UK for holding it down. You said that's not a good thing, though. He said no one understand French dudes. That's crazy. I don't even know how French people talk. But you know when you inhale that shit, a nugget end up flying down your throat. Y'all know how that shit be. Yeah. We tired of Toronto. Everybody steady talking about Toronto. We need to talk about other parts of Canada. As an American, I don't know anything about Canada. Anything I do know about Canada is only Toronto. And today we finna find out what they got going on in other parts. Like this the most dangerous game. Forget what they got going on in Toronto. This where it's at over here.
For the last 2 years, the Hells Angels have been under siege from a coalition of upstart gangs led by the Blood Family Mafia and its enigmatic boss, Dave Turmel, who masterminded a Quebec-wide rebellion that caught the Angels completely by surprise, leading to the club's most precarious moment and the biggest threat to its existence on the top of the food chain since the Quebec Biker War. By far the most powerful and feared criminal group in Canada, the Angels once ruled Quebec with an iron fist and forced all other groups to pay them tribute for operating within their territory. Not paying.
I ain't gonna back to you, bro. Real deal. I always assumed that all bikers was racist. Is that a wrong way to think? Like when I see multiple Caucasian men on bikes with leather jackets and stuff, I'll be like, oh yeah, they racist for sure. I don't know. Is that just wrong to think that?
Meant certain death. And so when the BFM refused to play by the Angels' rules, Turmel knew that meant war, and so he went on the offensive with shock and awe tactics inspired by the brutal Mexican cartels. Angels and their associates were routinely kidnapped off the streets and tortured, which was then recorded and uploaded to the internet to send a message that the time of the Hells Angels was over and a new boss was in town. As we covered in our first video, the Angels were unable to mount an effective response to Turmel, but after a heavy police crackdown against the BFM led to the arrest of 35 of the gang's top members, much of its leadership fled overseas.
Okay,
but the war continued, as even though he was the subject of a global manhunt and an Interpol red notice, Turmel was able to successfully evade police and continued to issue orders to his gang through the encrypted messaging service, Signal. That all changed on March 27th. But before we get into that, let's briefly recap how this whole situation began. Since the conclusion of the Quebec Biker War in 2002, the Hells Angels have been the unquestioned leader of the province's criminal underworld, totally monopolizing the drug trade and ruling their kingdom with an iron fist. If anyone wanted to deal drugs in Quebec, the Angels demanded a 10% tax on the profits, and failure to pay up meant you could expect a visit from a Hells Angels hit squad.
I'm not trapping out there. You see, I'm not one of those guys that's finna be like, oh yeah, I'm finna up blick on them and I'm gonna tell them this is my hood. Okay, I'm gonna get Swiss cheese. No, I'm finna go to another area and I'm finna start trapping over there. You is not finna take my hard-earned trap money. Like, I could go to jail for trapping and you think I'm just gonna give you my money on for free? What?
Which a Montreal dealer named Francis Turgeon learned in 2019. Turgeon had stopped paying the tax and was promptly visited by two Angels associates who gave him a severe beating and ordered him to pay up. But Turgeon ignored the warning and continued to not pay the tax, eventually raking up an $80,000 debt. And so on the night of May 9th, 2019, Turgeon was gunned down outside his house.
Dang.
While this was intended to send a strong message to the rest of the criminal underworld of what happens when you cross the Angels, it didn't change the fact that more and more gangs had begun to feel as though the Angels' glory days were long gone. Since the Quebec Biker War, in which 162 people were killed, the Angels have had a massive target on their backs from police. In 2009, 156 full-patch members in the province were arrested, and every single Angels clubhouse was seized by the government in a massive operation. While most of the Angels ended up being acquitted at trial, the government still demolished every single clubhouse, robbing the Angels of their symbolic power base. This led to a fundamental change in how the Angels operated. Wary of another intense police crackdown, many Angels switched their gang colors out for suits and turned their attention towards more legitimate businesses in an attempt to keep a lower profile.
You see, bro, that's how it's supposed to be, bro. The problem is with these new age gangsters, bro, they want everyone to know that they gangsters. And that's the whole reason why you're going to be in jail, my brother.
Instead of dealing drugs themselves, the Angels began renting out their territory to any interested parties. According to police sources, for example, in Quebec City the Angels charged a flat fee of $40,000 a month, and in exchange the dealers were able to sell their product without having to worry about the 10% tax or any other scrutiny from the bikers. But more important,
that mean, I ain't gonna bap to you. You gotta be a big time trapper to afford to spend $40K a month just to trap there. That mean I gotta be making over $100,000 a month. I gotta make over 100 bands a month if I'm giving you $40K a month.
the Angels also started heavily using street gangs to commit violence for them, so they didn't have to get their own hands dirty. Anytime the Angels wanted a business burned down or a murder committed, they'd usually contract it out, thus giving them a degree of separation from the act and any subsequent police investigation. This made it much more difficult for the cops to pin any crimes on the Angels, but this also allowed the street gangs to accrue valuable experience and also build up strength right under the Angels' nose. It wouldn't be long until the gangs began questioning why they needed the Angels at all, and so without fully realizing it, the Angels had built up a powder keg right underneath themselves, and all it would take was for someone to light the match, which is where the main character of our story comes in. Dave Turmel was born in 1996 and was described by anonymous sources to Quebec media as an intelligent man from a good family who had the brains to go to university. But this didn't stop him from accumulating a long rap sheet, with his first arrest taking place in May 2014, on the night of his 18th birthday, when he stabbed two people outside a nightclub after he and his friends were denied entry. Initially charged with attempted murder.
Bro, that's just crash out behavior right there. Like, this is what I mean. He just don't got nothing to lose. People that don't got nothing to lose do things like this.
He later pled guilty to lesser charges of assault and received a 36-month prison sentence. While in custody, he was caught by prison staff with a homemade pickaxe, but no additional charges were filed. After his release, Turmel formed a small drug-dealing operation with some associates, obtaining his supply from a full-patch Hells Angel named Mathieu Pelletier. Over the next 2 years, Turmel expanded his operation and eventually became one of the main drug distributors in the Quebec City region. Now, with his power gradually growing, Turmel began plotting with other gangs in the area.
Hey, he kind of looked like he could be related to Travis Kelce. Don't he look like he could be related to Travis Kelce, or I'm tripping? Y'all know the tight end for the Chiefs.
And devising a plan with the eventual goal of overthrowing the Angels and taking over Quebec for himself. In 2018, he was sentenced to 10 months in prison for threatening to kill an associate with a baseball bat, and not long after being released, he was arrested once again in December 2019 for being caught in possession of a loaded handgun. leading to a 1-year
He
sentence.
said 50-50.
While you'd think that these frequent trips to prison would put a dent in Turmel's power, they instead had the opposite effect, as he was able to make friends and establish important connections with many.
You see, in that picture, he don't really kind of look like Travis Kelce, bro. He looked like he low-key looked like he could be a mixture of Klay Thompson and Travis Kelce put together.
Senior criminal figures while behind bars. After his release, Turmel established the Blood Family Mafia and also cemented an alliance with the Prophets Boys, one of the largest gangs in Montreal. Emboldened, Turmel decided the time was now to launch his rebellion against the Angels, and he refused to pay the 10% tax. Not long after, on March 7th, Pelletier's house was riddled with bullets, and dozens of businesses across Quebec with links to the Angels were either shot up or firebombed. Then one day, Turmel discovered a GPS tracking device hidden underneath his car. Suspecting the Angels, he packed up and fled to Europe, where he continued to lead his gang by issuing orders through Signal. In response to the attacks, the Angels' next move was shocking, as instead of seeking revenge and escalating the war, they chose to send a peace delegation to negotiate with Turmel in Europe. According to French-language media, the Angels' terms were very generous. They offered Turmel the exclusive right to deal drugs in downtown Quebec City, and also promised not to seek further vengeance. But Turmel wasn't interested in this meager offer.
I wouldn't trust them anyway, bro. I honestly would think they on some backdoor type of time talking about, oh yeah, we ain't gonna do nothing to you. You could go ahead and trap in the area. That sounds like they just try to get you over there so they could bang on game.
And so he outright refused and told the Angels that it would be in their best interest to return home on the next flight back to Quebec. The first reported casualty of the war came on November 27th, when Michel Guérin, an infamous Angels drug trafficker, and the man responsible for collecting the 10% tax in Quebec City, was found dead outside his home. Not long after the BFM hijacked an Angels cocaine shipment worth over $3 million. In February 2024, 2 Angels associates were kidnapped, and on the 19th, a Montreal newspaper was sent a link to a video of a group of BFM members filming themselves torture the 2 men. That same day, 3 more Angels associates were kidnapped and taken to a BFM.
Why would you record yourself doing something like that? Do you not know you're gonna go to? You see, bro, I don't understand why people be like, oh yeah, they be so surprised that they be up in jail, but then they record themselves doing stuff. I thought y'all was smarter than that.
Member's house in Quebec City. There, they were tortured with a blowtorch as well as waterboarded. One of the kidnapped men was suspected of providing names and addresses of BFM members to the Angels, and so he was singled out for special treatment and taken to an isolated farm about 80 kilometers south of Quebec City. Here, the torture continued for several more days, until one afternoon the Angel was left with a lone BFM guard, who decided to have a nap on the couch. As he slept, the Angel managed to break free of his restraints. He then took a knife from the kitchen and stabbed his sleeping kidnapper to death.
Bro, I ain't gonna bap to you, gang. I am not sleeping in the same area that the person that I got kidnapped could get to me, because you never know if they could escape, bro. So if they do escape, I want to make sure they ain't gonna be able to get to me, you feel me?
Before fleeing the farm. Out for revenge, another man suspected of helping the Angels was kidnapped and later dumped on the streets of Montreal after a lengthy torture session. With the violence spiraling out of control and the Angels' peace delegation having failed, they decided to take an unconventional approach to end the conflict. Unnamed sources within the Quebec Provincial Police allege that the Angels contacted law enforcement and urged them to crack down on the BFM. A criminologist and former Quebec politician said in an interview with Global News, quote, "What my sources tell me is that the hells were telling the police, do something because otherwise we will be the ones to act."
Bro, so they snitching, bro? How's y'all most dangerous gang in Canada snitching, bro? That's crazy, bro. That's real life diabolical, bro. They don't get no respect in the streets no more, talking about, oh yeah, if the police don't do nothing, we gonna get involved. What?
On March 1st, Quebec police arrested 35 alleged members of the BFM in the province, and Turmel's right-hand man was also apprehended by Portuguese police in Lisbon. But Turmel himself was nowhere to be found. While investigators suspected that he was hiding out somewhere in Portugal, they were unsuccessful in tracking him down. With so many of his men behind bars, the BFM were now on the defense for the first time in the war. While there was a momentary lull in the fighting, it didn't last long, as the Angels were now eager to take advantage of the situation and strike back. Their first move was to put a $500,000 bounty on Turmel's head and send hit squads to Europe to hunt him down. Then, they went to work reasserting themselves on the streets and proving that they were still the top dogs. While many gangs had supported Turmel in his coup attempt,
I mean, how can y'all be the top dogs if you? I mean, that was some dangerous individuals. If y'all would go snitch and then go slide on the ops after snitching.
some had stayed loyal to the Angels. Insubordinate gangs were to be severely punished, but if the Angels wanted to reclaim their role as the kings of Quebec, it would be just as important to reward those who had remained loyal. Caïd Jean-Philippe Célestin, a crime boss so influential within Quebec that he is nicknamed the King, had stuck with the Angels, and so he was accepted as a full-patch member of the Marauders, an Angels support club in Montreal. This made Célestin only the second black man to ever be accepted into the Angels' ranks, with the first being Maurice Boucher's former protégé Gregory Woolley, who was the boss of the Angels support club, the Rockers. Célestin had been Woolley's right-hand man, and assumed control of his operations after Woolley's murder in 2023. With that taken care of, the Angels then set their sights on reclaiming the ground they had lost. BFM members
And you know, people be like, "Oh yeah, I'm not racist. We got two black friends on game."
in prison who had been arrested during the police crackdown were beaten and tortured. The Angels also set up several of what the police nicknamed baseball teams, basically groups of heavily armed Angels associates who were ordered to make examples of any independent dealers who had foregone the 10% tax. One of the baseball team's main targets was the Saguenay region, where full-patch Angel Bernard Plourde was supposed to have a monopoly on the drug trade. But during Turmel's rebellion, one of Plourde's main dealers, Al Boivin, took advantage of the situation and led his own revolt against the Angels, with the intent of kicking them out of the area altogether. The baseball teams came down hard on Saguenay, with police reporting that they've seen a surge of shootings and bombings in the area. In December, Boivin was named the second most wanted person in all of Canada, right behind Turmel himself, who by this point had a $500,000 bounty from the Angels and a $250,000 bounty from the police. For 610 days, Turmel managed to evade all of his pursuers, but his luck finally ran out on March 27, 2025. As that wasn't even a week ago, the full details of what occurred have yet to be released. But from what we do know, Turmel's downfall was primarily because one of his own men flipped and became a police informant, apparently with the sole motivation of collecting the $250,000 reward. The informant told police that Turmel was hiding out in Italy. Instead of keeping a low profile, he was living lavishly in an upscale hotel.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's who they be really putting the bounties out for, the people that's with them to tell. They don't be wanting no random person to be like, "Oh yeah, I seen them over there." You think they ain't trying to give you no 250,000 for that? They trying to have the person that tell the whole you did give that 250K.
Hotel in Rome, and also drove a Mercedes. On March 27th, police busted into Turmel's room a little after midnight, taking him by surprise. After being apprehended, he gave the police a fake ID, with his name listed as Sébastien Dumas, which obviously didn't fool them, and he was taken into custody. A search of his room revealed narcotics, several SIM cards, and a diary containing accounting figures and notes written in both French and Arabic. As of today, Turmel is still in Italian police custody. Canadian authorities have requested his extradition, which could take several weeks or even months. Whether Turmel's arrest has any effect on the ongoing gang war,
I ain't gonna bap to you. You see, they be getting wild out there. Would y'all say it's more wild than Toronto? Would y'all say Montreal and Quebec is more dangerous than Toronto? I gotta ask my Canadian people, how do y'all feel on that? And we don't condone nothing in this educational, informational documentary. But if you watch this all the way through, I know you messing with another educational, informational documentary. And don't forget to follow the Twitch Also Everest. The link will be in the description, man. Why you been listening to UK music reviews when you don't like it? No, I was showing it to them, bro. I don't listen to it. And they're send like $1 and stuff. We've been trying to find a rapper better than Central C on game. Yeah, bro, you don't be seeing me do that unless someone you feel me. I don't be doing no music, Crush Gang. I did this story before. That shit didn't go up though on game. That shit did not go up. I be trying to tell y'all, I be doing lots of shit don't go up, bro. Real deal. Even the UK shit don't go up as much as it's supposed to, but I see that shit do like the best shit out of all the shit that don't go up. You feel me? But I did the Michael Jordan at DC on game. You just didn't know because that shit ain't getting no views for you to know. You see? You see? On game. I don't know who Wayne Perry is. Central C, man, you know Central C out here getting bodies, bro. You know folks out here catching hats, going body for body. I can see what page it is, but if it's like a little random page, I'm probably ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna bat to you. I don't be trying to do them niggas. Yeah, that's a whole different page. But I don't really know what the fuck that shit say. That's a whole different language, man. This nigga down there just posted a motherfucking documentary of someone else shit. And they using BBC clips, bro. And he got his comments turned off, bro. There's so many things I seen wrong with that video off of first glance, bro. On game. Folks got his comment off. It looked like folks just down there just slapped the motherfucking real documentary and tried to make that bitch his own. Like niggas that turn their comments off, bro. There's something wrong with that video, bro. On game. Yeah, I made a video on that. That shit got like 100,000 views on a video that I posted of it. Got a little 100,000. Yeah, that was just really my shorts be motherfucking reposts from the TikToks videos and shit. Like really those be like my TikTok content and then I post them bitches on motherfucking YouTube shorts and shit. Cause that's what really get the views for real, my TikTok platform. Yeah, that's like my short form content. That's like the main thing that shit really put the money that I put my shit actually put effort into. Well, I put effort into all this shit, but it's like shorts is like the shit that I've been doing for the longest. So like I've been doing that shit for like so long now. I just had to get better with time. That's why with the reaction shit, I be trying to post hella reactions because the more reactions I post, the more better I'm gonna get. As long as I'm trying to get better. If you trying to get better, you're gonna get better at it. He was eating Taco Bell, gang. That shit crazy. Oh shit. You gotta send that in the Discord. React to what? I've been doing videos and shit. Yeah, I seen that. I'm not gonna do that documentary. I ain't gonna batch you, bro. Yeah, that documentary. As soon as I looked at that bitch, I'm like, yeah, nah, bro. Just off that page looks, and it's an old video too. Yeah, nah, the guidelines different, all types of shit. I base the request when I do it, bro, off of just like my intuition now, bro. Cause I got so many videos taken down and shit. So I just learned I don't get no videos taken down when I go off my gut on game. Only time I really have problems with YouTube is when I don't go with my gut. You feel me? My gut tell me not to do that shit. I ain't gonna back to you. Appreciate my boy. Much love. Much love, my brother. But yeah, if you got like a page that's like UK Drill, like a more official page and shit, then yeah, bro. Like and not too old either, because older videos, YouTube guidelines is different from back then. So you will react to some old shit and they'll hit you for the guideline because you reposted that shit. So I try to stick away from like super old videos too. I ain't gonna back to you. What? I say? That's crazy. I was gonna do like I don't even know what country this shit is in at, bro. I think this is Netherlands. I think this is Netherlands. I try to do one in each country.
On the surface, Henk Romy didn't seem destined to become one of the most recognizable names in Dutch organized crime.
Okay, it's in Amsterdam. I'm just gonna say Dutch. Okay, just gonna say Dutch. Ain't gonna back to you, gang. You gonna have to wait for the music request, bro. Yeah, we not be doing them right now, brother. I do yours when we do get to do it though. I ain't gonna back to you. I be telling people, bro, we don't be doing that. We just do it. You feel me? When we do the time for it, we got like specific times where we start to do that shit. Okay, like right now, we're just doing videos and shit, like actual content type shit. Then we'll do the like little music requests and shit at the end of the live stream and shit. That's what we really be doing. Dang, why you getting on that with EBK, gang? And I think folks is from Toronto, from Canada, UK. Americans don't know anything about Dutch. The only Dutch I know is my blunt. I ain't gonna bap to you. Do y'all got Dutches in Amsterdam? I don't think y'all do. But if y'all do, that'd be crazy if Dutchess is in Amsterdam because y'all Dutch people, you feel me? But we ain't finna talk about that. We finna talk about the man that got a double life. He was in the streets and he was a family man as well, bro. Y'all finna see how they get out there.
On the surface, Henk Romy didn't seem destined to become one of the most recognizable names in Dutch organised crime. Born on March 4th, 1951 in Paramaribo, Suriname, he moved to the Netherlands with his family as a young child. They eventually settled in Leusden, a quiet town outside of Amersfoort, a place far removed from the gritty underworld that would later shape his legend. But the transition wasn't easy. Romy never quite fit in. The son of immigrants in a predominantly white conservative environment, he grew up on street smart and independent school, but didn't hold his attention for long. By the time most kids were worrying about exams, Henk was already immersed in a different kind of education, the one taught on the streets. In his teens and early 20s, Romy was involved in small-time theft, smuggling stolen goods and reselling high-end items through a network of shady contacts. It was around this time he earned the nickname that would follow him for life, the Zwarte Cobra, the Black Cobra. The name came not just from his skin color, but from his...
Yeah, I was going to say, bro, did they just call him the Black Cobra because he's literally a black person in Amsterdam? And they said, yep, that's the reason.
Speed, charm, and reputation for slipping out of police hands. He was quick, unpredictable, dangerous. But he wasn't content with just being a street thief. Henk Romy had bigger plans. In the late 70s and early 80s, Romy shifted his focus to something much more lucrative: hashish smuggling. Morocco was the key, and Romy knew how to work his way into the right circles. He made connections with North African producers and set up routes into Western Europe. He was smooth, charismatic, and above all professional. He wasn't flashy like some of his competitors. He kept things quiet and efficient.
I mean, that's the only way you're going to last long, bro. If you over here trying to be Mr. Flashy, guess what? You was going to go to jail.
But the game caught up with him. In 1984, he was arrested in Morocco for drug trafficking. True to his nickname, he escaped from custody, only to be recaptured shortly after. He was eventually sentenced, but re-released in 1986 after receiving a royal pardon, an outcome that...
A royal pardon after he escaped from jail? Nah, bro, he really got some deep ties inside the streets, because ain't no way you just escape and then they still give you a pardon. That's a reason for them not to give you a pardon, because you tried to escape.
That stunned both his enemies and the authorities. Most people would have taken it as a sign to slow down. Romy didn't. By the early 90s, Henk Romy was no longer just a mid-level player. He was moving large shipments of hash and had begun dabbling in cocaine trafficking, the new gold rush of the European underworld. And with this growing influence came powerful new alliances, most notably with Johan Verhoek, better known as the Hakelaar. Verhoek was a businessman turned drug lord with a reputation for efficiency and brutality. Together, the two men formed what would become one of the most notorious criminal collaborations in Dutch history. Romy handled transport and logistics. Verhoek dealt with the finances and high-level connections. Their operations were massive: multi-ton shipments, coded communications, front companies spread across the Netherlands and Belgium. It wasn't long before law enforcement began to take notice. And yet, for all the manpower and surveillance thrown at them, arrests were rare. The organization was disciplined, and Romy was careful. But then came 1993, the year that would begin to unravel it all. In June 1993, two men were found executed in a car in Antwerp: Henny Chamel and Anne de Weet.
Dang, what the shorty do? Oh, I mean, I guess if you hanging with the ops, you get treated like one.
Murders were cold, calculated, and professional. Police linked the killings to the drug underworld and almost immediately turned their attention to Romy. Whispers spread that he had ordered the hits, that the two men who double-crossed him in a major deal gone wrong. But no hard evidence surfaced, and for the time being, the case went cold. Still, the killings sent a message. Romy was no longer just a smuggler. He was a boss. And in the drug game, bosses don't forgive betrayal. They bury it.
I ain't gonna bap to you, bro. You just sped up the time of you going to jail now, because listen, they might be more lenient on letting you do your stuff when you're not catching bodies, but when you start catching bodies, now they gonna try to get you way more faster.
As the decade moved forward, Romy's name continued to rise, but so did the heat. International authorities were starting to close in, and across the Atlantic, American prosecutors had begun to take notice of Dutch traffickers flooding the markets with a new designer drug: ecstasy. Henk Romy was about to become...
So he the reason why we was getting them jigaboos out in America.
their number one target. From small-time hustler to international drug trafficker, Henk Romy was climbing fast. But every climb comes with a fall. If this story has your attention, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below. In the mid-1990s, the European drug landscape was undergoing a transformation. While hashish and cocaine remained staples, a new synthetic drug was rapidly gaining popularity: ecstasy, or MDMA. The Netherlands, with its advanced chemical industry and lenient drug policies, became a central hub for ecstasy production. Henk Romy, always attuned to lucrative opportunities, recognized the potential of this emerging market. Leveraging his existing network, he began orchestrating large-scale production and distribution of ecstasy. His operations were sophisticated, involving clandestine laboratories and intricate smuggling routes that spanned continents. By the late 1990s, Romy's influence extended beyond Europe. He established connections in North America, aiming to capitalize on the burgeoning demand for ecstasy in the United States. Collaborating with international associates,
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. People do love them jigaboos, bro. Like that stuff, bro, will have you like, I ain't gonna back to you. At one point, I could say that I was like kind of addicted to them, bro. I was popping them X, and I was doing them a lot, bro. Real deal. Like I couldn't go a day without doing them, bro. Like I couldn't have energy if I didn't do them, bro. Now I'm like 3 years sober and not taking no pills at all, bro. Yes, sir.
he coordinated shipments of ecstasy pills, often concealed within legitimate cargo, to various US cities. One notable operation involved smuggling ecstasy hidden in vintage cars shipped to New York. Romy's network utilized sophisticated methods to avoid detection,
Bro, he looked like O.J. Simpson messed up with Barack Obama.
including encrypted communications and bribery. His ability to adapt and innovate made him a formidable figure in the global drug trade. Romy's expanding operations did not go unnoticed. The US Drug Enforcement Administration, DEA, in collaboration with international law enforcement agencies, initiated a comprehensive investigation into his activities. Utilizing undercover agents and informants, they gathered evidence of Romy's involvement in large-scale ecstasy trafficking. In 2003, Romy was arrested in Spain at the request of US authorities. Following his extradition,
When the US get involved, bro, you big time, bro. You're going to jail for sure. I ain't gonna lie to you. Cause it's like, bro, when a whole nother country saying you gotta go, that means you moving too much work into another person's country.
to the United States, he faced charges of conspiring to import significant quantities of ecstasy. The trial, held in the Southern District of New York, features testimony from former associates and extensive surveillance evidence. In January 2006, Romy was convicted of conspiracy to import ecstasy into the United States. The court found that he had orchestrated shipments totaling over 1.7 million pills, with an estimated street value exceeding $20 million. Judge Jed S. Rakoff sentenced him to the statutory maximum of 20 years in prison, describing Romy as a hardened, sophisticated career criminal. This conviction marked a significant milestone in international drug enforcement, highlighting the reach and effectiveness of coordinated global efforts against narcotics trafficking. After being sentenced to 20 years in a US federal prison in 2006, Henk Romy vanished from headlines. Behind bars, the once feared Zwarte Cobra kept a low profile, far removed from the shifting alliances and rising violence of the Dutch underworld he helped shape. But his influence lingered. The world changed while he was gone. In his absence, the Dutch underworld had exploded into a full-blown narco economy, dominated by a younger, more volatile generation. Drug profits skyrocketed, violence became routine, and what once operated in shadows was now in broad daylight, complete with encrypted phones, designer clothes, and Instagram likes. Romy,
You see, bro, that's crazy, bro. He walked so they could run, and they ran the wrong way.
however, remained a relic of an earlier era, calm, calculated, and dangerous without the need for flash. In early 2021, after serving 15 years, Romy was released from US custody. But freedom wasn't waiting for him. The moment he set foot on Dutch soil, he was arrested by the Dutch authorities due to an outstanding prison sentence related to a prior conviction from 2001. After nearly 2 decades in foreign custody, the Dutch legal system wanted its share of his time too. For Romy, it wasn't a warm homecoming, it was another prison cell. But things were far from over. While Romy served out his remaining time in the Netherlands, a case from his past came back to haunt him, and one that had been cold for decades. In 1993, two men, Henny Chamel and Anne de Weet, were found executed in a car in Antwerp.
Bro can't catch a break. Bro can't catch a break.
At the time, whispers in the underworld pointed towards Romy as the man who ordered the hit. The motive? A botched drug deal, betrayal, or perhaps internal discipline. But no one was ever convicted. Fast forward to the 2020s, and suddenly the Belgian authorities reopened the case, this time with a new testimony from Crown witness Peter Leserp, a former insider who turned state witness into several high-profile Dutch cases. The prosecution claimed that Romy had ordered the murders as a show of power, a warning to others. They sought 22 years in prison despite the decades that had passed. Romy denied everything. Through his lawyer, he dismissed the witness as unreliable and the evidence as circumstantial at best. But the stakes were high. If convicted, Romy, already in his 70s, would likely never walk free again. In March 2023, after months of speculation and courtroom drama, the Amsterdam Court of Appeal acquitted Henk Romy. The court ruled that the evidence, largely hinging on Leserp's word, was insufficient to convict. Romy walked out of court a free man. For some, it was vindication. The man accused for 30 years finally cleared. For others, it was yet another example of a criminal mastermind slipping through the cracks. Regardless of how the verdict was received, one thing was clear: Romy's myth had only grown. While the newer generation of Dutch criminals flaunted their wealth on social media, Romy became something different. A ghost. A survivor from the old world who'd taken on Morocco, the US justice system, and Belgian courts, and came out the other side. He was never flashy, never sloppy, and while others bragged about their power, Romy kept his circle small and his secrets tight.
On gang, he a mixture of Big Meech, Larry Hoover, all that, bro. He all that in Amsterdam culture. I ain't going back to you, bro. We don't condone nothing in this educational, informational documentary. But if you watch this all the way through, I know you're messing with another educational, informational documentary. So don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. And don't forget to follow the Twitch Also Everest. Link will be in the description of the video. Rami is a winner. Rami spent half his life in all types of prisons. He went to American prison, then he went to Dutch prison. Folks just getting locked up everywhere, bro, on gang. But at least he free now. He free now, you feel me? But folks really lived it all, for sure. I don't even know what that means, bro. You said I got a 0 IQ, bro. That's pretty crazy to just say. I just say I got a 0 IQ, guy. That's pretty mean. That's pretty mean for you to say, brother. Honestly, bro, you hurt my feelings. You hurt my feelings, brother, and I'm just letting you know that you hurt my feelings by saying I got a 0 IQ, bro. On gang. I'm just letting you know that you hurt my feelings very bad with that one. On gang. You see, now I'm finna go cry, bro. You see, you ate that Taco Bell and White Castles on the same day. That's why you messed up, Big Louie. Big Louie, you shouldn't be eating Taco Bell and then get a White Castle slider, bro. On game. If you out here doing that type of stuff, bro, that's why your stomach messed up. Stop eating Taco Bell on top of White Castles, bro. See, bro, you tweaking, bro. You can't be doing that. Hey, bro, and why you keep on talking about the American educational system like it's not the best system in the world, bro? Do you not know that I was valedictorian, bro? Fuck is you talking about, bro? That's what you don't know. Nah. Yeah, yeah, what's the word with it? Yeah, I just been motherfucking doing this content shit, bro. This content shit. I need to get a haircut, a retwist, all types of shit. You just woke up. Yo, yo. Appreciate it, my brother. Much love. Okay. Hey, chat. Where's Huddersfield at? My UK people. Where Huddersfield at? Huddersfield in London? Or Huddersfield? Where Huddersfield at, gang? You said Shinchenko? Chat, where Huddersfield at? Huddersfield is near Manchester. Near Manchester. Okay. How you gonna call me dumb for not knowing, bro? You know what? You UK people, bro. So I'm gonna call you dumb, bro. For bro, do I got a name somewhere and then say you dumb because you don't know where it's at? You see, that's like me saying, oh yeah, tell me where Schumberg at. What you mean? Where Schumberg at? You dumb. You dumb because you don't know where Schumberg at. You see, a typical UK person behavior, how you just acted, bro. On gang, y'all gotta stop with this, bro. You gotta stop with this. Schumberg. I said Schumberg is where I'm all at. Yo, what's the word, my brother? It's a mall or something out there. A big ass mall. Americans don't think y'all get like that in the UK, but that's because they don't know about Huddersfield. Everybody talking about London, but London is not even like that compared to what Huddersfield got going on. You feel me? So I'm finna show y'all what's really going on out there. Now I don't really know what's going on out there, but hopefully I'm right when I say they get active out there. And if I'm wrong, that's actually good for y'all. You feel me? You should want to have a nice place.
Huddersfield is a town in the metropolitan borough of Kirklees within West Yorkshire. As of
This
2021,
look kind
the
of nice.
population within Huddersfield was recorded at just over 140,000 people in and around the multiple areas that make up the larger town of Huddersfield. In the last few years, the drill scene in Huddersfield has actually been on the rise, with rappers like Booter B, Cinna, and YC making serious waves in the scene, leading to a lot of new listeners questioning the ongoing gang feud in Huddersfield that has claimed multiple lives and has resulted in dozens of shootings, stabbings, and even kidnappings. In this video, we will be taking a deep dive into the gang war that has been playing out in the streets of Huddersfield, getting so deadly that police began to closely watch members involved, arresting them at any point. This being the deadly
Talking about closely watching, bro. All these people would scheme ass up. You can't closely watch someone you don't even know who they is for real.
beef between F Block and Birkby, as well as allied gangs. Before this video, make sure to like and subscribe, as it really helps the channel grow in audience. Before this video begins, I have content Townsend is a crew located in the area of Fartown, HD2. Fartown has notoriously been known as a pretty dangerous part of Huddersfield, even allegedly being referred to as one of the worst.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, that look treacherous. That look like some Philly stuff they got going on out there.
Worst places to live in Huddersfield. Anyways, F Block is a gang based around the Fartown area, as well as some parts of nearby Birkby, who they actually have a deadly rivalry with. The F Block gang is also known as BDG, which stands for Broad Day Gang, as members of F Block became notorious in Huddersfield for shooting their ops in broad daylight. An early example
Broad daylight, bro. You just don't care about being in prison. Okay.
of this was in March 2014, when an alleged F Block member caught a rumored rival sitting in a car on Springwood Avenue near the center of Huddersfield. The F Block member then blasted him in the head and fled the scene moments later.
Why is you just sitting in a car knowing you got ops? Like, honestly, bro, I don't even get no ops, and I don't even feel comfortable sitting in the car just because someone could end up shooting, and then you could get hit by a stray bullet just because you want to sit inside the car and stuff. Of course, you could get hit by a stray bullet sitting inside the house, but you're more likely to get hit with a stray bullet sitting inside your car. And if you got ops, those bullets could intentionally be for you.
Victim was rushed to a hospital and had to undergo head and shoulder surgery, luckily surviving. In the last few years, F Block has gained a lot of attention. After Booter B, a prominent member. Few years, F Block has gained a lot of attention. After
Yeah, you thought you was slick. Boy, what is that is this what y'all sliding on the ops with, bro? That Red Dead Redemption? Bro, y'all bogus.
Booter B, a prominent member, began to make music, dropping songs that have gained millions of views and streams across the internet. F Block has beef with Topsides and Birkby, with these beefs being the subject of this video. Now, just a few streets away from F Block's territory lies another terrifying gang that has been in an almost decade-long rivalry with F Block. Now, Birkby is a gang based around multiple areas within Birkby. HD2, the gang has been referred to as BTY, or Birkby Town Youngers, as well as just Birkby. This gang has been engaged in a long gang feud with F Block.
I don't know why, but Birkby sound like it's supposed to be in Sweden somewhere.
With it even being believed that the main membership of Birkby is made up from older F Block members who fell out. This gang has beef with F Block and has some members who are affiliated with another crew that beef F Block, known as Topside or RSK. Now, the third and final gang that has a rivalry with F Block is known as Topsides, and it is a crew.
You see, with that type of airflow, he can't even wear no mask. You feel me? Because I was going to say, why he ain't got a mask? He can't even put no mask on his head, bro. He just got to put glasses on. He could probably wear like a little face mask, though.
Based around the HD2 postcode. This Topsides gang is actually made up of 3 smaller gangs, known as RSK or Risk It, which is the youngest generation, as well as Up Top, another younger generation, whilst the olders go by BBD or Black Bandana Gang. This Topsides alliance has a...
Y'all could have thought of something better. Wait, like that's the most basic, easy to think of name of, oh, we got Black Bandana, so we Black Bandana Gang. Like, come on, bro. Use a little bit more creativity next time.
A deadly feud with F Block, and even some Birkby members. Now that you know about all of the gangs involved in this feud, we can take a deep dive into the gang war that has been playing out within Huddersfield, resulting in multiple murders, shootings, and stabbings. Now, it's believed that at some point in 2018, gang members from Topsides would get close with gang members from the area of Walpole within Huddersfield. Walpole members then got close with F Block and allegedly backdoored Topside gang members. This Walpole and F Block alliance would later split, resulting in F Block beefing Walpole and Topsides, as well as Birkby, who they had already been rivaling. The beef between Topsides and F Block began to start frying in 2018, when Topside members allegedly caught Booter B from F Block lacking. They started shooting at him, but missed, fleeing moments later. F Block members then retaliated.
You already know, bro. You can't be shooting at a rapper and missing. You know they most definitely finna disrespect you inside a rap song now for missing.
The same day, shooting the boss of Topsides, LM, in the head, almost killing him. However, he luckily survived, making a full recovery. Although this incident
You see, now y'all really finna get done dirty inside the rap song. You tried to pop at him, miss, and then they slid back and then they hit your people. Y'all went down bad.
is often mentioned by Booter B in his songs, an example being in his Royal Navy song, in which he claimed that he was shot, but his ops made a mistake, because in under an hour, their main member had been shot in the head. At the start,
But I tell y'all, I already knew he was gonna put that in the song. It ain't no way you finna do something like that and not get exposed in the song, bro. You're down bad. You might have to retire after that.
of January 2019, F Block members would catch a rival from the Birkby gang, known as Minnie, outside of a barbershop in Huddersfield. Minnie was then shot in the back with a shotgun and was left to bleed on the scene, with the F Block members fleeing seconds after the shooting. Two boys, aged 16 and 17, as well as a 19-year-old, were arrested in connection to the shooting, but were later released on bail under further investigation. It's
I ain't gonna bat. Getting shot in the back with a shotgun is pretty diabolical.
believed Minnie was shot in retaliation for an earlier shooting, in which another man was shot. The shooting of Minnie is often referenced by Booter B, an example of this being in his Plugged In which he claimed that M or Minnie held one shotgun shell to the back. Now, in August 2019, F Block or BDG actually released their first song.
Now, did they only shoot one shotgun to the back because they had that shotgun that only had one shot? Because if so, y'all bogus for that, bro. That's why some people be missing their shot in the UK, then they end up getting stabbed up because they only got one shotguns.
This being a cipher with the rapper Booter B and a few other F Block rappers. This cipher was seriously rude and showed UK drill fans that F Block were not to be messed with. It's rumored that at some point in 2020, a prominent member of Birkby, known as P-Man or Paul, was stabbed multiple times after being caught by a large group of F Block members who swiftly fled after the brutal attack, whilst P-Man was rushed to hospital and luckily made a recovery. It's not exactly known what occurred in 2020 between Birkby or Topside gang members and F Block, but what is known is that at the end of 2020, the first person would be killed as a result of the gang feud, which had reached its boiling point. On the 19th of December 2020, an F Block member known as Jams, or Jamal Ned, would take his mum to work. When leaving his home, 3 Birkby gang members would be armed and waiting for him. Jams exited his home and made his way to his car. Members would be
All of them look like they work at a gas station, bro. I swear I seen every last one of them at a gas station or a smoke shop before. And they not even in America, but I seen someone that looked like them.
armed and waiting for him. Jams exited his home and made his way to his car. He was then met with gunfire, being shot multiple times by the Birkby gang members, who fled seconds after the shooting. Police and emergency services rushed to the scene in Ripon Avenue, Fartown. Jams was pronounced dead after the shooting, with the police then launching a murder investigation. 4 members of the Birkby gang were then swooped up by police and were charged in relation to the fatal shooting of Jams. In 2022, 2 years following the shooting, all of the men involved in the shooting were handed a life sentence. The death of Jams heavily affected F Block members, as he was believed to be a very prominent member of F Block. As a result of this, get-back stabbings and shootings occurred, the most prominent of these occurring just a few months following the murder of Jams. In June 2021, armed police would be called to Clara Street in Huddersfield to reports of a shooting. When arriving at the scene, a man was discovered with multiple shotgun wounds to the head. He was pronounced dead on the scene, but was brought back to life in hospital. It's believed.
What? How can you take multiple shotgun shots to the head and then get brought back to life? Like, y'all police y'all paramedics be doing like mythical work, like magic.
Believed that this was a member of Topsides known as Tooch. He has since been disrespected heavily in all of Booter B's songs. Speaking of, Booter actually started taking the music scene seriously around this time, having previously released a Hood's Hottest just days after Jams was killed. Well, in August 2021, Booter dropped a heavily disrespectful track titled No Point, in which he mentioned taking an L, but saying he did not care, as he got back quickly and emptied the gun on an oppie. Following this up by stating that he was raising creating hell in Huddersfield, telling the listener to do their research on Huddersfield's gang politics as he was supposedly shooting his ops from as young as 15. It's also believed that at some point in 2021, a gang member from AWC, which is a crew located in Dalton, HD5, this gang having a rivalry with
Dalton is the suburbs in Illinois as well, bro. It ain't the best type of suburbs, though.
Block. Anyways, it's alleged that a member from AWC was stabbed multiple times all over the body and was even airlifted to hospital, where he luckily made a recovery. This also being something Booter would later rap about.
Okay, chat. Is y'all just bad at sliding on the ops, or the doctors is just very good at saving people's lives? Because at this point, I keep on hearing stories about these people getting stabbed multiple times, getting shot in their head, all types of stuff. And they be like, oh yeah, they just get brought back to life. Like, what is going on out there? Is y'all doing voodoo or something, or they just not good at sliding on the ops?
In December 2021, Booter B released a hotspot freestyle in which he openly asked his rivals to ask LM from Topside how his head felt. After he was shot, he then followed this crazy bar up by stating that a member of Topsides was stabbed so much he was stuck curled up on the ground. Going into 2022, Booter released another track named Stripes, which featured a chorus in which Booter said he earned his stripes as a gang member, and he did it by stabbing rivals twice his age. Also, around this time, Topside members began to release music, with RSK rappers YC and Lurks releasing the track titled Risk It Avenue, in which YC claimed he had a 12 gauge, but not to be mistaken for a Nerf gun. Just weeks after this release, however, the war continued, with another violent stabbing occurring and hitting news sources. At the start of August 2022, a member of Topsides known as Nino would be standing outside of a club in Huddersfield when he was suddenly noticed by a group of F Block members who ran up and retrieved machetes. Nino was stabbed and cut multiple times by the F Block members, who even allegedly cut off his hand, with witnesses stating that his hand was left twitching on the ground whilst the attackers continued to stab.
Bro, that's some Mortal Kombat fatality type of stuff y'all got going on out there. Like, that stuff is like, bro, that's a little bit too much, bro. I don't think y'all supposed to be doing that inside developed countries. Y'all supposed to be doing that inside a third world country.
Stab him. Nino was rushed to hospital and luckily made a recovery, although this incident is still often mentioned in tracks released by F Block gang members. The gang feud continued, and just a few weeks following this brutal stabbing, another person was killed, this time, however, in an entirely different city. On the 15th of August 2022, a Topsides gang member known as Javs, who allegedly had been planning on making music, would be attending a street party in Moss Side, Manchester, which was an area around 45 minutes away from Huddersfield. Anyways, during the night, Javs would be spotted by two members of a Huddersfield crew known as Wally or Walpole, these two members being referred to as JD and Capo. Javs, who was standing with a few friends, noticed the rival Wally members. His friends quickly retrieved guns.
Too many people right there. I ain't gonna back to you. When it's too many people, you don't know what they off of and you don't know what they got up on them. I'm instantly leaving.
And began firing toward the Wally members. No bullets connected, with JD and Capo then getting their knives out and chasing Javs down the road. Javs tripped and was stabbed 5 times by.
Bro, so what gun was you using, bro? Because it ain't no way you shot all yo, but bro, what? Because it ain't no way he's sneaking a shotgun up in there, bro. So what was you using? You using a little 5-shot ding ding? You see, that's the problem right there. That's why I'll be talking about when people will shoot and then they miss it, then they end up getting stabbed.
By the pair, who fled seconds after the brutal stabbing, with police quickly arriving on the scene minutes after the murder. Javs died on the way to hospital only minutes following the stabbing, with a murder investigation quickly being established. Both JD and Capo were swiftly arrested and charged in connection to the murder of Javs, both eventually being found guilty, receiving sentences of 21 and 20 years in prison.
I mean, but come on, bro. He came up, he was shooting, bro, started shooting. And then he ended up getting unalive because of his actions.
Violence playing out between the gangs in Huddersfield didn't stop at Javs, and just over a month later, F Block members would kill a rival Topsides gang member outside of a school in a brutal and shocking attack that shocked the community. On the 21st of September 2022, two younger F Block gang members would get the drop on a Topside gang members' school. The two members had armed themselves with knives as well as all black outfits, and made their way to the area outside of the school, waiting for the Topsides gang member to exit for the day. At around 3 p.m., 15-year-old Topsides member YR would exit school with a group of friends, making his way home. The two F Block members, known under the street names Slim and Jugga, noticed YR and jumped out on him, stabbing him multiple times all over his body in front of his friends, who then called the police and emergency services. Sadly, however, 15-year-old YR was pronounced dead just hours later, with yet another murder investigation being launched. Both F Block members, aged 15 and 17, were arrested and charged in relation to the murder, eventually in 2023 being found guilty and being sentenced to life with a minimum of 16 and 18 years in connection to the murder of YR. YR has often been mocked by F Block members in songs, most notably Booter B, who can often be heard disrespecting him within his recent songs. Booter B continued to release tracks in 2022 and 2023, releasing songs like Emergency with Quengface, Mad About Bars, and Shisha Smoke, whilst his rivals from RSK released a song in October 2022 titled No Hook. Booter went into 2023 releasing a track titled Strawberry Daiquiri before, sadly, another person was murdered in this endless gang feud playing out within Huddersfield. On the 20th of February 2023, Drips, real name Harley Brown, aged 17, as a quick note, it's said Harley actually fled East London in the months before in order to live with his uncle in Huddersfield, as his mum had fears he was being groomed into the local gangs. Anyways, Harley, or Drips, who allegedly was close with Wally members from Walpole, would be standing near a shop on Colne Street with a fellow Wally gang member. Two boys from the Dalton gang noticed 17-year-old Drips. They then chased him onto a nearby street whilst being high on balloons. Drips was stabbed multiple times.
Dang, they tweaking off that galaxy gas in the UK.
By the teens, who quickly fled, leaving 17-year-old Drips or Harley Brown to beg passerby.
Hey, bro, he kind of looked like Central C a little bit, bro. Is that Central C, brother?
For medical help. He was rushed to hospital, but sadly died hours later, with another investigation being launched. The two boys were arrested 2 days after the murder and were charged in relation to the brutal killing. The younger of the two defendants was later found guilty and was given a 10-year sentence, whilst the older 14 years. Now, following this, Booter B began to really take the UK drill scene serious, dropping tracks like No Point 2 in March 2023, this being followed by his first EP titled Ride Out Entertainment, this featuring fellow F Block member GR on the track Boondocks. In April, he released a track titled Slow Down before dropping Phone Call in June 2023 and his Daily Duppy in September 2023. If anything, Booter was on a consistent run, releasing a few more songs at the end of 2023, these being Dr. Miami featuring Millions from Birmingham, Bookie Side featuring KM from Birmingham, and a Mad About Bars special titled Mad About Bootings at the end of 2023. What fans did
Mad About Bootings. Bootings is shootings, right? I'm assuming booting has got to be shootings.
Didn't know was that in February 2024, Booter dropped his debut album, a 16-track album titled True Stories, having features from rappers like T-Way, SL, and We Want Wraiths, with these two actually going on a musical side quest later on. In April 2024, Booter released a track titled Scary Block, as well as Let Me Down in June 2024. Booter then went to Japan and filmed a music video for his upcoming track titled Tokyo Drift, even getting a lot of TikTok promotion whilst out in Japan. Booter released a plugged-in freestyle in August 2024, as well as a track with Quengface, Digga D, and PS titled Quincy Promes, this being a hint to the footballer who was linked to a violent violent incident in December 2020 that involved a stabbing. In September 2024, Booter and We Want Wraiths linked up once again, releasing a track titled Mosh Pit, before then releasing a banger EP together titled The Mask, which was taken greatly by UK drill fans. Going into 2025, Booter has already released 4 songs, including one with fellow UK drill legend Unknown T. If anything, this just shows that Booter will definitely blow and make it out if he continues to release bangers. This brings
I ain't gonna back to you. The music videos looking like he already made it out. You feel me? It look like he got the opportunity to make it out if he want to. He just deciding to stay where he come from at this point, because when you got music videos, you around all these sports cars and big houses and stuff, like I think you got the motion off the music videos now, and you getting some views and stuff, and you know YouTube do pay a little decent. I don't know if a company own your music or what, but it seems like you might got a little bit of money on to get out the hood already. You feel me? We don't condone nothing inside this educational, informational documentary. But if you watch this all the way through, I know you messing with another educational, informational documentary like this. And don't forget to follow the Twitch, Also Everest. The link is in the description. You feel me? Yeah, I did. I seen that shit. I seen that shit. Twin S carried that song though. You already know Twin S was gonna carry that song, bro. Like, yeah, I knew this, bro. On game. He ain't signed to no label. Oh, he getting his money on then. He getting his money on then. Okay. That song was a disappointment. At least y'all know. At least y'all know. That's that's what matters the most, bro. It's not about if I know. It's about if y'all know. On game. If y'all know, we coming one step closer to the world being a better place. On game. That's all I say. One step closer. I did a video about friends. That shit just didn't go up. I ain't gonna back to you. If it's like a video like how like that video was, where someone talking about it, putting it together. Like we don't be doing like no hood vlogs and none of that shit. But if it's someone like UK Drill Club, well not them particular, but if they make content like that way and shit, then yeah, I could do that shit. We be doing all types of shit as long as it ain't no videos where we be like, nah, like no real documentaries and shit. All that shit. That was gonna be hella better. But it being, yeah, bro. Disappointed. Disappointed, but we can't act like Twin S. He wasn't the better one on the song. I told you, gang. That shit didn't go up. I did a video on Friends. And there ain't no Friends content creators like that that make a whole bunch of content on them niggas. Hey, Mr. EBK, We at the end of the live stream, my brother. Are you still up in here? I finna have to do these TikTok videos and shit. Cause I'm taking TikTok serious now, bro. I'm monetized up in that bitch. Need to get some money. I don't know if they're gonna, whatever the fuck they're gonna do with it. I mean, nah, they was tweaking inside the video that I watched. They was tweaking inside the video that I watched. I don't think Mr. EBK up in here on game. That's crazy. That's crazy. B-side has the best music catalog in UK drill. Oh, you talking about short? You talking about short form content? Okay. I ain't gonna cap, as you came in at the end of the live stream, I'm finna get to editing these videos that I did, and I'm finna go do these TikToks and stuff. What I be using to edit my videos, I use two things to edit my stuff. You feel me? I use two things. All right, I got you, Ants, bro. I got you, Ants. This the last one. Okay, because I gotta do my shit. I use Instagram edits, and then I use captions to add like the captions and all that shit to it. But I really just use Instagram. Instagram edits is like the thing that I record and like do the most part on. Instagram added that new little app, that new app and shit that they made to compete with like I guess CapCut or whatever. It's actually pretty decent. It's actually pretty decent. You say you going to sleep. Oh gang, I'm finna get you working on another platform after this. As did you sit inside the group? Send it inside the Discord. So we could do this real fast. And I gotta do this before it. Yeah, so we get this. Mm. UK said they so much smarter than Americans, but after seeing this, I don't think y'all gangs that much smarter than Americans. Honestly, I think we might be a little bit more smarter than y'all after seeing this. So the M40 gang got hacked by the police. Y'all finna find out what they was doing and what the police found. And y'all finna be like, dang, they tweaking out there.
How can a man try to say hi? Legs B7 was scared for his last he fled. Ran to the back and hopped that fence. Should've looked back, I left him for dead.
I really appreciate you joining me.
Never do that again in your life, bro. This is an old video. I'm happy you stopped doing that.
Today, and this story comes from Manchester. Thank you to Alpha Claims and Hire for sponsoring this video. This week, 10 people from one gang in Manchester have been jailed for conspiring to murder their rivals in revenge for the death of their friend. Police hacked encrypted messages in an application and managed to reveal thousands of messages where they conspired to commit a crime that could have resulted in somebody dying.
How they wanna try about gang? When your bros feet don't got ching, shit got ching, brute got ying, got banged in the wing, the boy didn't swing for the.
And you thought you was slick. You chose this video just so you could get some UK drill up in here, bro. On gang, you bogus.
Varley's got my friends in the bin, pull up in the up block and the brought down things. Skinny nigga, man, you know my ting. Chop a hench boy, now the boy ten slim. How can they chat about us? 4-0 gang, we don't ride on bosses. 4-0 wasn't gonna let that off on the RD and a brick.
Was murdered. He was 16 years old and he was chased down and stabbed and repeatedly slashed with knives by a gang of youths who also filmed it. They also went on to mention it in rap videos as well, and this was part of a tit for tat gang culture that was occurring in this part of Manchester.
Dang, I ain't gonna bap to you. The first picture they used with the dude with the glasses, I'm like, oh, he an innocent dude, bro. But then they said, oh, this tit for tat gang stuff.
Several men and teenagers were later convicted and jailed for the murder of John, and I covered his story on the channel over a year ago. John was a talented rapper as well, and his name was MD, and in the notes on the phone of the 16-year-old, they found references to John and also the murder. A video was also recovered where they bragged about it, and this is what led to John's friends wanting revenge as well. 8 young men were jailed in total for the brutal murder of John, and this week, John's friends have found themselves being convicted for trying to commit offences relating to getting revenge. On Friday the 1st of July...
Bro, folks is like absolute, bro, he's a different type of dark skin for sure. He's a shadow.
2022 at Preston Crown Court, 10 members from M40 gang were jailed for a total of 131 years. I've never seen such detailed references to the actual gangs as well. The police in the courtroom very clearly studied the videos and also everything that was being said on social media. After being found guilty at a hearing for conspiracy to murder, Harry Oni was jailed for 21 years. Jeffrey Ojo was jailed for 21 years. Gideon Columba was jailed for 21 years, and Brooklyn Jitterbah was jailed for 20 years. Several others were convicted of conspiracy to commit Section 18 assault. There was Simon Thorne from Manchester, and he was jailed for 8 years. Martin Thomas from Manchester, and he was jailed for 8 years. Ademola Adedeji was jailed for...
It looked like he want to cry. Like, man, I don't even want to be here for real. I'm just here because they my homies.
8 years. And Raymond Savvy from Droysdon Road, Manchester, was also jailed for 8 years. And also, Amalande Akoya was jailed for 8 years. The court was told that the 10 defendants were all members of the same gang, and they were named after the postcode in which the gang originated. The gang also referred to themselves as 2x2 and also laners. In the courtroom it was heard that M40 had beef with several different gangs. One was called PMG, another called RTD or 706, and then...
Bro, I ain't gonna bap to you. These uniforms that y'all be having to wear at school make it look like y'all all just super rich kids, but y'all really be poor just wearing suits.
Were based in Oldham and Rochdale. The conflict came to a head on Bonfire Night 2020 when one of the acts resulted in the murder of Alexander John Soyoye. Within days, if not hours of the murder, they said the defendants were plotting revenge and they launched a series of attacks on rival gang members that were caught on CCTV. Adedeji was also...
We wear uniforms in Chicago, but not those type of uniforms, bro. Like, y'all real life got, like, prep school uniforms. Like, that's what the rich kids will be wearing. We just got some regular khaki pants and just a collar shirt, bro. And it's just like, no, it's just a regular, like, collar shirt, bro. That's all.
Also known as Stormzy, and Savvy was known as RS. And the prosecution said that they sent out their youngers to try to locate gang members and also to acquire the weapons that were used in the...
And you know, we gotta wear collar shirts. Last time, like, when I went to Epic, we had to wear, I had like a little, they had like a little shirt you could wear. It's just a little uniform.
Attacks. The police said that one of the members only was arrested for violent disorder in relation to one of the incidents on the evening of Alexander's death.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. Like, it depends on what part. Like, in the city, I don't know how it is now, but when I was going to school, lots of the schools in the city had to wear uniform. It was some few that didn't have to wear uniform, but for the most part, city high schools got to wear uniform.
During analysis of his mobile phone, officers broke the encryption of a messaging service, and this revealed messages between the defendants relating to attacks that were carried out and others that they were planning. The court was shown CCTV of M40 gang members carrying out a number of attacks on individuals.
B1 MD on the ride, £20 petty, just fill it. Ops in the rear view, trying to just close that distance. Ride out mode consistent, left my ting at home, ask M for assistance. Back out my ting, that's instant, trying to just open it up like gifts on Christmas. Jung G6.
And
that wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. That was just playing.
Detective Inspector Nate Dalby from GMP Rochdale said, "Today's the culmination of a lengthy investigation by Rochdale's serious and organised crime team. After utilising the skills of specialist colleagues to break the encryption of the messaging service, the investigation team found thousands of messages, proving that all 10 men entered into an agreement to kill or seriously injure."
I was trying to be nice and y'all still said it was bogus. But he bogus for having this like music rapping in the background while trying to talk. Like bro, it ain't no way you trying to talk over someone rapping in the background, bro. Like, bro, you bogus for this.
Injure a number of other individuals. Some of the plans were executed, and the case, they said, shines a light on the ongoing gang violence that has been prolific in the Greater Manchester area. So this story started with a young man losing his life, and the death of somebody so popular like John can result in decades of gang warfare and people trying to get revenge. And at the end of the day, nobody wins. In this case, every single person who's involved on both sides predominantly has been jailed. And it's sad to see young people choosing to throw away their freedom so easily and without any thought for the future. So rest in peace to John, and I really want to hear what you have to say on this story.
I ain't gonna back to you, bro. They just be tweaking. Like, stop using your phones. But I mean, most rappers, they gonna put everything inside their phone. Even though it's gonna send them to jail, they gonna have everything inside their phone. They just be tweaking, bro. I ain't gonna back to you. The UK be doing the same slow stuff as Americans. I ain't gonna back to you. And this video just confirmed it for sure. We don't condone nothing inside this educational, informational documentary. And if you watch this all the way through, I know you're messing with another educational, informational documentary. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And follow the Twitch Also Everest. Link will be in the description so you never miss out on any live streams like this on Gang. Nah, bro. Y'all be tweaking in the UK, gang. Gotta do these motherfuckers. I gotta do research for these motherfucking videos, bro. Real life, we have to do research for these videos, gang. Nah, I'm finna drop these videos literally. I'm finna start posting these videos right now on game. That's what I'm finna edit. I'm finna let these niggas out and shit. And I'm finna get to editing. Then I'm finna get to making TikTok videos. I gotta start making TikTok videos by 3. So I wanna get done doing these videos by 3 so I can start on these TikToks. Okay. I'm about to get a Red Bull. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I used to be getting the energy drinks and shit. They not out. But yeah. But I appreciate everyone that tuned into the live stream, man. Y'all the real goats. And I'm probably gonna be on live later today. You feel me? If not, you know I'm gonna be on live tomorrow already. You feel me? Be smooth, stay safe, and enjoy the rest of y'all day.